10-year anniversary birthday to the Whatnauts. Woo!
Dang, you've been at this a whole decade.
I have. That's like unthinkable to me, to be quite honest. Like really did not expect this to, like, all right, the joke has gone on long enough, Kyle. Like, what's happening here? Yeah, did not expect this, but here we are 10 years down the road, which is just crazy to think about. So I'm diving right in. I'm about to take a shot to start things off.
Oh, boy.
I have pizza sitting here. I have my alcohol. I have a cocktail. I have a soda.
Wow.
All sorts of stuff.
You're having it big. I had some pizza earlier. Even if I don't eat it on mic, pizza is still the required food of Grand Prix Day.
Yes, absolutely. In honor of pizza, Lord. I'm gonna have this with.
I guess so.
All right.
Do you not do any of your mise en place before we go live? I do like hearing the sound of the tab open on the can. That is a good sound.
I do kind of like background noises some in a podcast, as long as it's not like crazy stuff happening like in the other room or something. But like someone opening up a soda can or something, or like typing, I don't mind that all that much, and I kind of like it. It feels live. It feels interactive. Of like, oh, they're looking it up right now. Yeah. No. That just seems fun to me. Maybe not, but I don't know.
You want to hear live research.
Right, yes, yeah. Live reactions. Exactly.
Cheer. I don't have any. I have my standard Tervis water bottle. Not even one of the more popular water bottles.
Ooh. Tervis, yeah. I don't think I've heard that one. This is the shot glass that I got at the City Museum.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah. So, cheers to 10 years at the Whatnauts. Melissa, how have you been? How's things been in your neck of the woods? Are you preparing for holiday feasts and all sorts of things like that? Are you baking mountains of cookies to continue your protection racket that you had there?
No, I haven't done the cookie protection racket the last time, which is what you've dubbed it. You always find the most sinister way to describe anything. You're very crime-brained. The last time we did cookie deliveries was 2019. I have habitually done a big platter of cookies for our family party. This year, I simply do not have the time, and I'm doing a charcuterie board instead. Because it's still a creative outlet for me, but it's less prep work. I just take it out of the containers, slap it on board.
Yeah, I think we're doing a charcuterie for like Christmas Day, just like hanging around snacks, like while we eat, stuff like that.
Perfect.
Yeah, always fantastic stuff. And I'm making more macaroni. I bought more ham. My mom was like, I'm so impressed by what you did for Thanksgiving. I want that exact same meal. I was like, Mom,
that's cute.
I made mac and cheese and that was it. Like, it's really not that hard.
Aw. Moms love ham. Sure,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've been saying that my whole life, right? Moms love ham.
That's my mom's favorite food is ham and beans. When she was a little girl and it was her birthday, that's what the family would make for birthday dinner because they had 14 kids and no money. She got ham and bean soup.
Heck yeah.
So that's what you make her if she wants a treat now.
It's like it's like the Americans where he's just like, I just like that soup my mom made. It was like an onion soup and that was it. It's like onions and water.
Yeah. Right. That's a very mom thing to say. Wet onion.
That's awesome.
Ryan Johnson's wet onion.
Speaking of Yeah, I'm assuming you've watched the new
I
one, Wake Up Dead Man.
I went to see it in its brief theatrical run. I saw it in
Oh, that's right.
theaters.
I'm so jealous. I got to watch it on Netflix. Yesterday is when I checked it out. I was like, you know what? I'm signed on to watch something else. I was like, I'm gonna check back in with this anime that I've been watching because season 2 is happening right now, and I think the finale is next weekend or something. So I was about to watch that, and then I had completely forgotten that Wake Up Dead Man was out this weekend. And so when I opened up Netflix, it was like Wake Up Dead Man. Here we go, right here, right now. And I was like, oh yes, I know what my morning plans are. Let's have a awesome little murder mystery. So you got to see it in theaters. What did you think? Because I'm sure you like briefly gave your thoughts to me at one point when you initially watched it. But what are your thoughts now?
It's very sweet. Josh O'Connor is perhaps in the movie more than Daniel Craig himself is. I like his character a lot. I find his journey wholesome. I like that for a movie that has a sharpness, a satire to it. It came away with ultimately like positive feelings, hopeful feelings. That's really important to me. I think the other movies, I don't remember the very end of Glass Onion as much. Of course, the way Knives Out ends is you don't know if Ana de Armas is going to give anybody that money. This movie ends a lot more concretely, a lot more positively. I found that very charming. There's the first two movies have such a specific aesthetic to them. Glass Onion with its summertime bright color beach party. Knives Out with like the cable knit jewel tone autumn.
Autumnal, yeah.
Yes. This one doesn't have quite as much of a specific look to it. It doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look as
It's not a
singular
seasonal look. Like it is the like southern
I wish it was
gothic,
seasonal.
Almost like crime in this, like it feels hot, but it's not a summer movie. But also it's like raining at time, right? It's like it's in a church most of the time. You know?
The climate is church. The environment is church.
Exactly.
Weather today, 100% chance of the Lord. How did you like Wake Up Dead Man?
I liked it a lot. I thought it was really solid. I think similar to most people, I think Knives Out is still my favorite of the three. But I don't know if I would rank this above or below Glass Onion. And I like them for very different reasons. Interestingly enough, I thought Knives Out, like when we meet Benoit Blanc, he's a little bit of a weirdo. Just a little bit in that one, right? Like it starts to shine through in ways that like, oh man, they're making a second one. I hope we get to know Benoit Blanc that much more. Like we're interested in him as a detective and his eccentricities and stuff like that. And Glass Onion gives you that in spades, right? It's kind of a goofy mystery with him like playing Among Us in the bathtub on the Zoom call. Like there's a comedy to that one that I don't think was in this one as much. There's some silly moments here and there, but not as much in my opinion. It was much more straightforward. Like I don't want to say simple because it's not a simple mystery, but it's just like, yeah, it's straightforward. What you see is what you get. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was solid. High 7, low 8, right?
I'll need to rewatch all of them again. There is something about the lockdown madness of Glass Onion where I feel like it is the sharpest of all three movies. Like it's kind of the meanest of all of them, but also like the zaniest of all of them. It's got weird things like when Ethan Hawke just walks up and like sprays something in your mouth on a pier somewhere. Something I really like about Glass Onion that the other two don't have is the geometry puzzle of it all, where you watch the story told one way and then you see it again with just like the camera tilted 30 degrees over. And from that different angle, you learn that a different character was there and you see what they saw, or that somebody was hiding the whole time. They were behind Kate Hudson's hat. Like the way physical space is moved around in Glass Onion really does it for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I think the goofiest moment that you get from Benoit Blanc in Wake Up Dead Man is at the end. And I won't spoil it. I won't spoil what happens, but there's a moment where two characters kind of look at each other and it's like, I won't tell if you don't, right? Like, I'm walking away. I was never here. And that I feel like is maybe the silliest moment for Benoit Blanc, right? There is still just some like absurdity in the mystery of everything that's happening. Also the like, oh man, I can't believe they drew rocket ships all over the tomb, right? And it's just like, all right, like those aren't rocket ships. Come on. But yeah, I had a great time. I would have loved to watch this in theaters. It was fun. It was fun for sure.
Another movie I've seen. We're just going to open with movies, I guess. I can tell you about this movie while you eat your pizza. I went to theaters and saw Dust Bunny, a movie that was not on my radar until this week. Did it ever get on your radar?
No.
Okay. I'm upset that this thing truly slipped through the cracks, because if I didn't know about it until this week, something's gone awry.
Live Dust Bunny reaction. I'm looking it up right now.
I haven't seen a poster for it. I haven't seen a trailer for it. I was just looking at the coming soon calendar, saw the name, and there's lots of names crammed into the first showing.net film release calendar that I check. There's lots of names of like little movies that I never bother to click on. Like, I don't know what this is. I'll hear about it at some point. Yes, I'm getting to that. Until finally I'm like, I keep seeing this. Let me click on it. What does this mean? What type of film is this? This is I believe, the directorial debut of Brian Fuller, creator of the shows Pushing Daisies and Hannibal, among many others. We've talked about Brian Fuller a lot on our various podcasts.
Movie before?
Not that I know of. And I did not exhaustively check his IMDb, but also I know him as a TV writer and producer.
Right.
I don't know him to direct. I have not seen him direct an episode of any of these shows. Maybe he has on another show I haven't watched. I have not seen them all.
Yeah.
But I showed up for Brian Fuller, and this thing delivers absolute Brian Fuller aesthetics.
Interesting.
So the film Dust Bunny is about this little girl who believes she has a monster under her bed. And one night her parents are attacked and go missing. And she goes to this neighbor she has across the hall in their apartment building, this mysterious man. And she says, I know you kill monsters. Here's a bunch of money. Can I pay you to kill the monster under my bed because it got my parents? And he is an actual hitman. Cool. And he's like, monsters aren't real. I could kill one, but monsters aren't real. What do you think happened exactly? And he's like, I think somebody was trying to come here and kill me and got the wrong apartment and like got your parents instead. So it's Mads Mikkelsen and a little girl. So it's going to deliver on the lone wolf and cub story that you love.
Sure, yeah.
And it's in this sort of assassin underworld, kind of like a John Wick. But also it's in this not a complete fantasy world like Pushing Daisies. Like, remember how Pushing Daisies was candy colored and like hyper bright and like almost looks like Speed Racer. It's so severely heightened.
Yes,
This isn't quite to that level, but it's more fantastical and elaborate and ornate than like a Paddington. It's high up there still. So they're wandering around this beautiful, gorgeous city. There's so many incredible set pieces. David Dastmalchian is in it as a character named in the credits as Conspicuously Inconspicuous Man.
I love it.
It's fun. I wish the thing was like a little tighter, but I had a great time. And I'm just so happy this thing exists. And it went to a theater. Even though I found out about it at the last minute and I went to a showing that only had 3 other people, I got to see it in a theater.
Yeah, I've never heard of this. This is interesting. I've been trying to
I don't know where
pull
it's been.
up the stuff on screen. I finally have it on screen. So I'm looking at like the poster and stuff like that. There's a bunch of it where it's just text. It says Dust Bunny, but the words are made out of like fur.
Yeah, dust, hairs, dust bunny stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really dust. Like, it's not that like gray, like when you find like a gray dust ball, but it is, yeah, like fur that you would see of like, oh, okay, I can see that be some like weird bunny monster thing. If it's, yeah. Interesting. I'll have to check it out when it finally comes to streaming.
There is a lot to see in theaters. I have been to the theater.
There is, yeah.
God, like 4 days in a row I had to go to the theater. I guess I didn't have to. Nobody like made me. No, nothing but like peer pressure makes me do this. You know, I had to fit in Hamnet. There's these movies that are these high pieces of. Sorry?
How is Hamnet? Because I've seen the trailer for that one, and it looked good, but also didn't really look like one I would be interested in.
Maybe not for you. No, it is a classic, good old-fashioned weepy. There's fascinating stuff in it. Jessie Buckley has a hawk. She has psychic powers and a hawk, which I was not expecting in a sad historical drama. It's pretty good. There's so many pieces of high art coming out into theaters that I'll like get to some of them. Some of them, it's like I simply must cross it off my list. I've like reached a saturation point for enthusiasm, and at this point, everything is just chores. It's like I gotta go to the DMV. I gotta go see Hamnet. Just gotta do it. It's simply required of me. Civic duty. See a Hamnet.
I still have not seen Wicked Part 2. That's the one I've been like kicking myself to like, you need to go out and at least watch that one so that you can then go see the other ones that are out out now.
Right. That was another DMV visit for me. I have to see Wicked Part 2. It's required of me. I saw Sentimental Value. I think you'd like that one.
Sentimental Value. That's not ringing a bell. Sentimental.
Stellan Skarsgård plays a director who was largely absent from his 2 young daughters' lives because he's divorced their mother and he's off directing and being an artist. In the movie's about these 2 adult daughters when he tries to come back into their lives. And one of the older of the 2 daughters has become an actress. She's a theater actor. And he wants to cast her in his next movie that he's filming in their old childhood home. He's doing a movie that's based on like his mother. This is like his family lineage's home. He's like, I want to do a movie loosely based on my mother. I want to film it in our home. I want to cast my daughter to play my mother. And she's like, no, I don't know you. You disappeared years ago. I don't want to work with you. I don't want to talk to you. So he casts like a big name Hollywood actress to come in and play her. It's very much a dramedy, pretty straight down the middle between those two.
Sure.
At times quite funny, at times quite haunting.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't think that one is also has not been on my radar at all. Have not seen a trailer.
Where?
Anything.
I don't know
like
where
that.
you are, because I've heard about sentimental value, I think, once a week this entire year. I think we just run in very different circles. How about Jay Kelly?
No. I'm wondering if it's our theater chains. Just like you have certain ones and I have certain ones. Yes.
We do go to completely different theaters. I think Sentimental Value was a Neon release. Neon and Alamo Drafthouse are the same thing. So of course I saw it all over the Alamo Drafthouse. But it's also like I listen to Oscar Buzz Prestige podcasts. I listen to like 3 of these a week all the time.
Sure, yeah.
So I hear about this stuff a year and a half out.
Yeah. The one that I'm kicking myself, I'm like, I still haven't seen Wicked, which means I haven't seen Rental Family yet, which is also like out right now. I don't know if I can still go watch that one or not. That one was the one.
I saw Rental Family.
I want to go see that. It looks so good. But yeah, I have not heard of either of these. So
Jay Kelly is a Netflix movie. It's on Netflix now. I didn't catch it in its limited theatrical run. I had to watch it on Netflix.
Jay the letter or Jay the name?
Jay the name.
Okay. Jay Kelly.
In this movie, George Clooney plays a movie star. He kind of plays himself. And it's weirdly similar to Sentimental Value in that he's realizing how much his art has and his career has separated him from his 2 daughters. And he goes on some wild trip trying to reconnect with one of his daughters.
Okay.
Lots of big Hollywood names in here and really interesting little appearances.
Is one of his daughters Adam Sandler? Because that's the only other actor that's like showing up on the
Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler plays his manager, his long-suffering manager, who, even though this man has kind of taken over his life and is ruining his own time with his own family, Adam Sandler's like, I can't give up on you, man. You're Jay Kelly. This movie features 2 of the Watchmen. And also, when you flash back to when Jay Kelly when like young Jay Kelly went to his first audition and caught the eye of a casting director and became a movie star, he's in acting school. He really looks up to Marlon Brando. Before he goes into the audition, he rips a picture of Marlon Brando out of a magazine and eats it to gain his power. It's the most insane thing I've seen in a movie this year, in a movie that is not otherwise quite insane. There's a couple like strange flashes throughout Jay Kelly, but the scene where he eats a picture of Marlon Brando, like it's Francis Dollarhide eating like the William Blake Red Dragon painting. It's just a high spike above everything else in terms of bizarreness.
It feels like that skit from I Think You Should Leave where he eats the receipt.
Eat the receipt.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
That's so funny. Interesting. Yeah, I've kind of slowed down on movies. I was thinking about signing up for Criterion Collection this month or their channel so I could do a bunch of those movies.
Yes.
I have not yet. I've ended up watching a couple shows instead. Nothing that I really want to
Cool.
talk about, but I did, however, get to see one movie. But Melissa, you have your
Okay.
hand up.
I'm pointing.
Question, yes.
On the Criterion channel,
Okay.
occasionally they will include a TV show from an auteur director. And they have a new exclusive show called Blossoms Shanghai that is directed by Wong Kar-wai,
Good.
director of In the Mood for Love, review
Yep.
show favorite. So that's been on my list for things for us to consider to watch next year is Blossoms Shanghai. So the Criterion time will come.
Question. We have not decided on what our first review will be. You're immediately going no. Do you want to do that as our first one, January 25th?
Oh, I really need like an extended winter break from homework. I'm happy to talk to you, but not if I have to do that much homework.
How long is the TV show?
I don't know.
What's it called? No, I don't want AI.
Blossoms Shanghai.
Blossoms Shanghai Criterion. How many episodes? Let's see.
It looks like it's at least 10. It may still be released. What?
So Wikipedia, the quick thing on that said 30. Number of episodes 30. I'm trying to look at
what? Get out of there.
Is there episode list? Where is? How is this 30 episodes? How long are they? 57 songs. I don't care about that. Set in the 1990s Shanghai. Blah blah blah. Where? See, I wish I had it right now that I could like go look up. So Wikipedia says it's a 30 episode series that started airing.
Okay, well, never mind
in 2023. Yeah, maybe never mind. I was thinking like 8 episodes, 6 episodes, and I was like, Melissa, you could still have a break from homework and come back on January 25th.
No,
having watched 6 episodes, but I guess not.
Even 6, I could do 6. I think 8 and above. That makes me feel faint. I don't want that.
I watch like 8 episodes of a show a day.
You
such
like
different lifestyles, yeah.
Right. I leave my house and like I'm out of my house like 10, 11 hours a day. Right. That's a major difference. I leave my house. I need time to put on makeup. That's a major time suck in my life. I can't watch TV and do a makeup at once.
Oh man, let's see. Shanghai, can I get an episode list? Episode list.
I think now that we've determined it's 30 episodes, the conversation is over.
I mean, I'm more interested. Like, oh yes, this is my next watch. I could do this now, and by the time we get to this down the road, it'll be a brand new watch again. Oh man. Interesting.
I'm sorry to have diverted you from the important conversation you were originally going to start.
I'm so fascinated now. Yes, were you going to say anything else on the Criterion collection? No.
That's all.
So, Melissa, I almost had my life flash before my eyes. You know that feeling when you're about to die and things just like everything stops.
I know it well. Happens all the time.
Right. Yeah. Common occurrence. Famously, on one of our shows on the Captain's Log, I was like, Melissa, I started watching Tenet. And then I paused it because I had to like go do something like clean up cat vomit or something. I don't know. I don't remember why I stopped it, but I stopped it. I paused it. And I didn't finish it that night. And I came back the next day to finish it. And they had taken it off HBO. They had taken it off the streaming service. And it was no longer streaming anywhere. And I was so mad. And so I had like an hour left of Tenet. And I was just like, well, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this movie. Never seen the end. I got to the scene where they did the thing where like there's the room that's split down the middle and he's been caught and she's been caught and it's like the two but like everything is back. Like that is the scene that was like I got through that and then it was done after that. Like everything after that I was like I haven't watched it yet. I came to you 2 weeks ago, I think, on the Captain's Log and was like, Melissa, it is on Netflix. Finally, I'm so excited. Here we go. And yeah, earlier this week, I signed on to Netflix. I think I forget what I was. I think I was checking the anime that I mentioned earlier to see like how many episodes still needed to come out. And I saw the title card of Tenet on the like, hey, we think you'd like this. And of course, at the very bottom,
leaving soon.
That was like, oh no. I need to watch this right now. Red alert.
Cancel all other plans.
Yeah. Melissa, I am happy to say that I have finally watched all of Tenet. Thank you. Round of applause to me.
It's taken you longer to finish Tenet than I think it took to make Tenet.
Probably. I am taking another shot in honor of me finishing Tenet.
Pour one out for Tenet.
Yeah. And it's such a weird movie that I love, but also like weird in the way that like I never really thought to even try and analyze like, oh, this is what I think the ending will be. I like never speculated. It was never spoiled. It was just one that it was just like, all right, I guess I'm not watching the end of it. All right, that's it. So I did not know how it was supposed to end. Did not end how I thought it was going to end, but it was also an ending that was like, oh, that makes sense. But also, the movie didn't make sense because it's Tenet, and like you have to think about that like 2 or 3 times before it's like, okay, yeah. So that was like him or the other guy in the opera house that one day. Okay, sure. But then he said he took care of that one dude in the airport, but he didn't. He threw him his helmet, but that's not what it looks like the first time, right? So I'm just like, sure, yeah, that makes sense.
So you've seen Tenet 1.5 times,
right? Yes,
I've seen it twice. I've watched a 2-hour breakdown of how Tenet works. I've listened to podcasts on Tenet. I did a podcast on Tenet. I also can't tell you. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't think I'm supposed to know. I don't think Christopher Nolan knows. The people who were in Tenet didn't know what it was. I think it's beyond us.
To be honest though, I don't think it's that complicated either. At the same time, right?
It's complicated for me because I have like 0 spatial reasoning skills. And when you take it, if you ask me to put thing inside other thing, I want to go under my desk. I can't handle that. 0 at all. So like when you further ask me to abstract it and picture something in, like a Robert Pattinson going 2 ways at once on a screen, my brain like leaves. I just think about how Tenet like looks and feels.
Sure.
which again I think is correct. Like the movie teaches
Yes.
you how to watch it, which is don't try to understand it, just feel it.
Yeah, I think that's actually pretty apt. I think this movie is more about its themes rather than like, okay, how does everything line up
Right.
exactly
It's
and all of
not
that stuff.
Looper. Like Looper is
Or Primer.
only right. I'm sorry. Yes, I do this all the time. I mean Primer. Primer is entirely cold hard math for math nerds. Looper has a much simpler time travel logic to it and a lot more emotional pathos. Like, but on the spectrum, there's Primer, there's Looper. Tenet is in the middle. It's closer to Primer than it is to Looper,
Sure.
but it's still like if you throw all the time travel logic out, you throw the logic out the window. And you're like, I'm not going to try to piece this thing together. What is this? The SATs? You're not quizzing me. If you just try and feel it out, there is enough there to feel.
Yes. Yeah. It does read as more of like a live long enough to become the villain type
Sort of
thing. It feels like Nolan took that line from his other movie, right? The Dark Knight, and was like, what if I made that into a movie, but made it as complicated as possible?
Did he write that? Is you either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain? Did Christopher Nolan write that for whichever Batman movie that was, or is that an existing aphorism?
It may have been David Goyer. It looks like the screenplay was written by Jonathan Nolan and Christopher Nolan from a story developed by Christopher Nolan and David S. Goyer.
Whoever wrote the movie, and not like him specifically, and not any of his co-writers. I'm saying, is the phrase original to that film, or like was this something like John Locke or some philosopher said in 1802?
What's his name? Dostoevsky wrote in something, right?
Did he say this?
Yeah.
But apparently it's Christopher Nolan, Jonathan Nolan, and David Goyer wrote this phrase.
Live long enough to become the villain. Google
Origin.
search. Yeah. Let's see. I'm reading from the line. Oh, Reddit. Let's see if this does anything.
Also, when you quoted that phrase, and you're like, from Christopher Nolan's other movie, I was so broken for half a second because I think of that phrase plastered onto a SpongeBob meme, and I forgot. It's like Christopher Nolan did not do a SpongeBob. He wouldn't. He couldn't.
So 2 years ago on r/DC_cinematic on Reddit, the title of this is Christopher Nolan. Quote, I'm plagued by a line from The Dark Knight. And the quote goes on, I'm plagued by a line from The Dark Knight, and I'm plagued by it because I didn't write it, says Nolan. My brother wrote it. It kills me.
Jonathan Nolan did.
Because it's the line that most resonates. Let's see, and at the time, I didn't even understand it. He says, you either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain. I read it in the draft and was like, all right, I'll keep it in there, but I don't really know what it means. It's a really vague thing? ? And then over the years since the films come out, it just seems truer and truer. In Oppenheimer, it's absolutely that. Build them up, tear them down. It's the way we treat people. I don't know what the end of that means.
That's all I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to know, that it is original to that film. And Upton Sinclair didn't write it in 1912. Yeah, Thank you.
I don't know if it's just the picture here or if this came from an interview with Deadline.com. It may have been, but live Nolan reaction on this. Yeah, so his brother wrote that line, but it feels like not only did that line stick in pop culture, but really resonated with Christopher Nolan himself.
Right.
Because that also kind of seems to be one of the themes of Tenet, like without spoiling things,
Yeah.
but also that spoils things, kind of, right? It's yeah. I think it really is about exploring that theme, but it's just such a fascinating watch to see. Because it's not time travel. It's just this like backwards entropy stuff. It's just like, what does that mean exactly?
There's common types of time travel. Eric Voss from New Rock Stars. YouTube did a Wrapped this year, like how Spotify does a Wrapped, and Spotify tells me I'm in the top like 2% of Hosier listeners worldwide. YouTube did the same thing. I'm in the top 2% of New Rock Stars viewers, Kyle.
Eric Voss, we've paid your electric bill. You're welcome.
Your kid's going to college, Eric Voss. I'm sending him. Eric Voss did a chart of like he's fascinated with time travel specifically. He's the one who did like a 2-hour breakdown of Tenet. A video so large I have to wave my hands in a way like I'm a dad describing a big fish. I'm like, it's this big.
It's the women want me or the fish fear me, but it's a timeline of time travel.
He did like a video on, I've studied this particular trope. There's like these 8 types of time travel. Every time travel story you go to is like one of these kinds. And he goes to each one and he's like, this is how it works. These are the examples of it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if Tenet had to be a 9th one. I don't think if there's anything quite like Tenet. It is really one of one.
Yeah, it's interesting because it is not time travel in the traditional sense, but it does affect the way objects and people move through time. So yes, is it time travel adjacent? Yes, absolutely.
Right, the same way like Interstellar is time travel, where he like goes
where it's
to
like
space
you
and
go up and that time is.
I only saw Interstellar once. So the planet, they only have corn because all the other plants die, and like Timothy Chalamet can't grow up only eating corn. So Matthew McConaughey is going to go to space. Him and Anne Hathaway and some other people. And then they hear about the Matt Damon planet where Matt Damon is stuck. And they're like, well, we got to go get him. He's Matt Damon. And when they go to Matt Damon world, then they're time dilated. And when they leave Matt Damon world, and they don't even save him, I think they leave him there because he's an asshole or he hits his head or something. I don't remember. So they leave. And the guy they left to watch the ship is an old man now. And he's like, you were gone for decades. I waited decades.
Is Pluto still a planet?
It never was.
No, Melissa,
and then I guess I think they like no, I'm you know me. I'm quoting Peter Parker in Infinity War when Star-Lord asks if Footloose is still the greatest movie ever made, and Peter Parker says it never was. Then I think they have to like slingshot around a black hole, and then he goes into the Tesseract, which is just like a bunch of brown rectangles. And when he's in the brown rectangles, then he goes
sees the
through
Fantastic Four being chased by the Silver Surfer of that same black hole that's happening.
Sure.
Right.
He goes through a bookcase. Also back on Earth, Timothy Chalamet is now Casey Affleck, and he had a son, and his son died of like bad lungs. And still they only have corn. It's like anything else they had to serve with corn is gone. It's like 100% corn. And now the little girl is grown up and she's Jessica Chastain. And she's like, I'm going to go get my dad because he went through a bookcase and he left me a message in my bookcase. And finally dad comes, like she's old. she's old, but Matthew McConaughey is the same age, and then they live on like Ringworld. And Anne Hathaway, I think, lives. I saw Interstellar one time. I need to see it again. Also,
Melissa?
John Lithgow is there.
I have never seen Interstellar.
Oh, you've never seen it? Weird.
No, yes, yeah. That seems like a Kyle-ass Kyle.
We're gonna watch it next year. We're gonna do it next year.
We should. Yeah, I am also kind of upset that I missed the like recent anniversary of that film where it's like it's back in theaters, 10-year anniversary. Here we go. And I was like, I should go see that in IMAX, but I never did. But yeah, no, I have not seen that movie, and I don't think your description in air quotes
I'm gonna warn you, it's not as corn-centric as I made it out to be.
Though, to be honest, that would stick out in your mind because corn has been an inside joke here on the Whatnauts for such a long time.
Between us and just like strong in my Midwestern blood, the corn. Sure. I'm mostly corn. Like, not physically, but like spiritually, I'm mostly corn.
Number 172 on our bingo tropes for the Whatnauts review show, which you added recently, is just corn.
Right, it just says corn.
I love it.
Speaking of another review,
in a sec.
Speaking of another big review show trope, there's houses with big inflatable holiday decorations in them. Big inflatable Santa, big inflatable reindeer, snowman. Sometimes you'll get a reindeer, you'll get like a dog or a cat wearing a Santa hat. You'll get an animal. You'll get you see them all. Today I drove by a house that had a cow, and I'm like, if I keep driving, I'll see the other angle. Right, I'll see the other angle of the cow. Maybe the cow has like a candy cane in its mouth or something. No, I drove around. That's just a cow. There's no holiday theming on it at all. It's just a cow.
Melissa, I know you hate homework for the podcast, but I'm assigning you homework. Go back to that house and knock on their door and ask them,
what's the deal about cow? Like, did it have a Santa hat? And then was there something attached to the cow that then blew away? We've had some quite severe winds.
Is this like an advent calendar kind of thing where you're adding to it as the month progresses? Right.
On December 25th, it'll make sense. A cow's not even like a biblical animal, because I asked my mom once, because I like that in the image of the nativity scene, sometimes there's just a ton of animals. Sure, and the animals are like completely modular. You can have 0 animals or like 1 donkey or like 15 animals, like any amount you want. And I'm like, what does the Bible say were the animals that were actually there? And she found it for me, and it's really like goats, camels. But not a cow.
Rode on a donkey.
I don't think
that's the one we know for sure. But in the barn,
we know donkey. I don't think a cow is in the Bible, at least that part of it. And a cow is also
golden calf, right? That's in the Bible.
I know.
That's Old
nothing
Testament
about
stuff,
Bible.
Though.
I know like so zilch about Bible. You'd be shocked at the stuff I don't know.
Very religious, so there's stuff rattling around in
my mom's religious
sure.
in that she always picks up litter, not in that she always like quoted things to me.
My religion is don't litter. Good
She's
for your
like
mom. She's great.
She's like a service Catholic. Like, she does acts of service all day, every day for everybody, but she's never like talking about the literal scripture and what was written down. So there's all these stories I have like no idea about. I asked her the other day, I'm like, I know that Jesus once walked on water. I've heard that phrase. He walked on water. Where was he going? Why did he do that? What did he do it for? Did he just do it
Where
one
does it come
time, or
from?
did
Where
he
does it
do it all the
go?
time? Need it.
I might include some biblical trivia in our trivia night next
Cool.
year.
I'd love to have it. It's like for something that is important, at
Interesting.
least in terms of narrative allegory. Lots of storytellers of all stripes will draw from biblical allegory, and I'm like,
Sure.
I don't know what that is.
Sure, yeah.
There was snake, and the snake's like, have an apple, and it's bad, but my mom tells me to eat an apple, and I'm supposed to do it. Like, apple good now. I don't know why, like, what? It's amazing that the PR of apples survived that.
If an apple keeps the doctor away, but the Bible says don't eat the apple, then like, hey, maybe we should be... I don't know.
This is how my brain boils down stories. Interstellar, mostly about corn. Bible, mostly about
apples. Great. Love it.
But yeah, just a cow. So not a manger animal or like a wintertime animal like an elk or something. Just cow.
Melissa, let's move things along because we've already been recording for an hour.
No. How? That's that time dilation. I think we're on the Matt Damon planet.
We did the Interstellar, like go up into space and then come back down, and then time is different now. Do you want to get into our review show awards and stuff like that? You want to hop over that way?
We simply must. Yes.
Let's do it. I am pulling up my notes so I can get these going. Well, let's see here. Where did my notes go? Okay. I have my notes pulled up. We have a few standard ones that we do from year to year. This was an interesting year for sure. I think the previous year did fit in this category. I don't remember exactly when we switched to our every other. We alternated the review show, and
I think last year was the first year we did that.
First full year. Okay, yeah. So we covered less things this past year on the review show. Melissa, what is the award that you want to start with?
What is your favorite thing we took in this year on the review show?
Start with the best, our favorite. I think I'm gonna have to go Sunshine. Danny Boyle's Sunshine.
I knew you would love Sunshine.
Yes. Yeah. This one, just a great film in general, great sci-fi film. I think something that we commented on as we reviewed it was like, this is like oddly timely for the actors that were in that back then and how much they are like stars now. This is oddly timely. So Sunshine stuck with me in the way that I was like, that one's real good. I love that one. So that I think was my favorite thing that we covered this year, which was like at the start of the year. That was early on.
Yes, that was a January. We did that was January.
January. Danny Boyle. That's right. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Pour one out for January. My favorite thing, since you picked a movie that I loved and really wanted to show you, I'll return the favor. I really loved I Was a Teenage Were-Skunk.
Good. Yeah.
And
I was a teenage were-skunk.
You showed me two of these. You also showed me the Velocipaster, but I think I'd already heard of that one. I knew what that was. I Was a Teenage Were-Skunk was a complete surprise to me. And it's so much like somehow it's even cheaper and sillier than the Velocipaster, which seemed difficult to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's something extra gleeful about that movie. It's so preposterous.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you like, to continue on that note of us like showing each other movies like that, Hundreds of Beavers may have been like
Yes.
one of my favorite things that I watched this year, period. Of just like,
Good.
it's so stinking good. It's not something that we covered on the podcast, but still, just like it's so good. I still love that. I might show it to my parents when they get here for
I
Christmas. Maybe.
it's so Looney Tunes. Like, I think almost all of the humor in it is going to be recognizable to them.
Sure,
It's like
yes.
so like old school slapstick.
It's just maybe a little longer than they would like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
It is surprisingly long.
But it goes places you do not expect where it goes. So you picked what was our favorite or the best thing we watched. I'm gonna go for biggest surprise. Melissa, what was your biggest surprise of the year?
I think For All Mankind, in that we watched all 4 seasons of the show. And the way it shifts, like for the first couple episodes of season 1, it is to lay a lot of groundwork. And the characters it's setting up are like fairly recognizable stock types of characters.
Yeah.
And then partway through the season, it like really shakes things up. And you're like, oh, that's what this was for. Like you set up these expectations in my mind of what I thought the show was going to be. And then it has this just sort of dressed out, like type A super wife do this insane choice that is unlike anything I've seen on TV. Not just what happened in a particular situation, but how she reacted to the situation and what she did. Like, that's unique. That is such a fascinating thing that you're chasing down right now. I think it is a show that is pretty inventive in what it does with its characters. And the first 2 seasons are these dramas. And it buys enough goodwill that in the next 2, in like seasons 3 and 4, it lets itself off the leash a little bit.
Yeah.
And then when it gets like
does.
comedic or like really heightenedly like high soap opera, it's just these. The fact that it's like, I can go there, I can do it, and I've bought enough goodwill from you that you are going to be on this ride. Like, it's taking these preposterous turns, but like knows how to not jump the shark about it.
Right. Yeah. Like it like gets strange about the like, oh, it's like a football pass if we can shoot this one character from one place to the other, right? Like there's weird things like that which are just comedic.
Yeah.
But also does like it's also taken very like hard science. We need to do the math. We need to figure this and make it like work in actual science. So yeah, stuff like that is fantastic. Good stuff. Good stuff. Biggest surprise for me. Sorry, I was looking something up as you were mentioning that. Biggest surprise for me was Le Mans. I don't know very much about racing movies. Obviously, I like Formula One. You guys can now, I guess you can't see it where I am at. Let me see if I can move my camera to the side. It's now sitting on my shelf. I got my karting helmet right back there. That was my cousin's. So stuff like that.
My cousin is dead, but not from a karting incident. The karting helmet is innocent.
Yeah. That was a movie wasn't sure what to expect in the way that was like, well, I kind of only like Formula One. I'm not really interested in other motorsport per se. And that movie was just such a love letter to motorsport in general. And it kind of hooked me. It like the racing was fun, but it was also very much about like the excitement of just being there, like at the place, at the track, watching it, camping out and stuff like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
the opening like 5 to 10 minutes is just like people waking up in their camps and like taking showers and brushing their teeth and getting ready, right? Like there's this like it's a ritual, which I think is really fun. Um the F1 podcast that I listen to, shout out to Shift F1. Um, they got an email from a listener that was like, "Hey, recently, I met this guy, and we live in Las Vegas, and we decided to like put on Drive to Survive during the Las Vegas Grand Prix like 2 years ago or something to see like what the deal is, like why are they here in Las Vegas, what's happening, and they fell in love with the sport.
Oh,
Apparently they're now pregnant, they're having a
oh,
child. Mathematically it works out that they conceived during the Las Vegas Grand Prix when they like met up to go do all of this stuff. Like everything was just like, this is amazing. I love this. And that's like the
oh,
same feeling that I got from Le Mans the movie. It's just this like everything
yeah.
worked out perfectly. That it's just a fun movie. So Le Mans was the biggest surprise for sure.
Good.
For sure. Where do you want to hop to next, Melissa?
Oh, sorry to bring it down, but every year we do ask, what has been your least favorite thing we covered this year? I guess really we use this
Yeah.
as a learning reflection. What have we tried that we've learned? Okay, we don't need to go down that path again.
For me, the one that I did not like, because again, with us not covering as many things this year, there really was not a thing that I was like, ooh, I didn't like that. Of just
Mm-hmm.
like, that's not for me. Um, the thing that I ended up picking is very much for me, but just one that I was like, it was fine. That's all right. And that was the Faith comic books.
Yeah,
It's very
they
specific of like
yes.
Tumblr era 2012.
Yes. It's
And
so of its time. Yeah.
I was on Tumblr at that time. I know what it was like in many aspects. Like I get all of that. I was one of those people. And at the same time, it was just like in 2 volumes of that we read, there just wasn't much to chew on. It really felt like by the
Mm,
end of it, it was
yeah.
like, okay, volume 3 seems like it would be good. Or however much we read. It was just like whatever's next seems like you've established enough of a base of a just like here's the general story of things that now you can really start cooking. Um and yeah, I don't know. I felt like in some of the other comics that we read, even in 2 volumes, there was just so much more meat on the bones.
Uh-huh.
If that makes that's a terrible metaphor for all of this, especially considering that Faith is about a fat woman.
Mm-hmm.
But you get what I'm saying. Like there was more to it in other things that we consumed rather than
Yes.
Faith, which just felt kind of it's generic superhero stuff.
I Yes. I think the interesting angles on Faith are that she is a plus size superhero,
Yeah.
which you don't see. And I did really love that the story never made a point of that, or never obviously made a point of that. Sometimes that would reflect itself in smaller and more subtle ways. I think that was some of the best stuff the comic ever did.
Yes.
Um,
Agreed.
And the other angle on Faith is that she's a nerd. She's like a comic book and pop culture nerd, just like you.
Mhm.
But they don't show how that impacts her character or have like fandom driven conflicts very much. It's just like, well, when we draw her apartment, we can draw her wearing this t-shirt and she has these action figures on her shelf and this book on her bedside table and this thing on the TV. And she just has a lot of catchphrases from other things like frack and shiny. And she just says the words. It's just interjections. And I did wish that they looked at more aspects of like, if you are a really big fan of something, if that drives your life, how else does that affect your life besides, I love superhero stories. They inspire me to be a superhero. Up and away.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, or like how that can provide conflict and stuff like you're not even fighting against a superhero, but you're fighting against someone that hates supernatural. Right, and that is the conflict.
Right,
That's
like
it.
what if
You're a supernatural defender of like it is one of the best shows of all time.
You have to team up with somebody, but you learn like they hate your favorite show, and you're like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, we
like
can't
if you
be
don't
friends
respect the Winchester brothers, I don't want to fight evil with you. Like even if it was kind of a silly way like that, I would have liked it integrated a little bit more. And our usual disclaimer: we read 2 volumes. We typically read the first 2 volumes of any run. We don't know what it goes on to do.
Yeah, and I think that was about all I had read previously. I think maybe that second volume I hadn't read before. I don't remember exactly, but it really felt like by the end of that second volume, it was like, okay, you have enough stuff here that you've built out the world, you've built out the supporting characters, you've built out all of this stuff. It feels like volume 3 and 4 will have some kind of something, right? Like it really feels like there was more substance there that we just did not get to. I have the hiccups now.
That's what happens.
My cocktail was not that strong, though I am out of my cocktail right now. I'll have to go get a second one.
We've been giggling a lot. That'll do it too.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
My least favorite, surprising nobody, is Gundam.
Podcast ended. 10 years over. Destroyed.
I owed you a Gundam. It was my duty as a friend and as a co-host to watch a Gundam with you. And you picked like the densest Gundam you could. Like, what is the most efficient delivery system of Gundam? The most Gundam in the least amount of minutes. And we watched those Mobile Suit Gundam like compilation movies where it's like we took the whole old series and we compressed it into like 3 90-minute movies.
Yeah.
And
how do you get the basics in the shortest amount of time? Yeah.
Understandable. But when I am watching this compressed, condensed movie that has all of the dead air taken out of it, it's just such a strange pace. Like, and because all of the filler is deleted, sometimes there'll be characters who show up for 5 minutes and then die. And the main character's really upset. And I'm like, I didn't even know who that person was. They just got here. And like, there's no time to reflect on what you've learned. There's no time to digest anything. It's just go, 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 go. So this thing that I was already not personally interested in, it never gave itself the time to even try to attach to me. This feels like it is Spark Notes for somebody who already read the book and just wants a refresher. It's not for new people.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Um, Still ending the podcast right after this. So, I mean, that's it. But
Hey, you,
10 years
you know,
down the drain.
there's nothing for me in Gundam, except I
That's the
think
thing is, like,
twice we went to a ball. I like balls.
I don't think you're actually correct on that. There,
Okay.
from what I remember on the discussion, the thing that you connected with was more of the emotional aspect, more of the character drama. And I was like, yes, that stuff is in there 1,000%. And the stuff that you liked was like, and that's why I like Gundam.
But I have to wade through all of these machines to get there. And I'm like, I don't care about a space battle.
Yes.
Just put up a card that says, and now there is a space battle.
And then
so doesn't make it. Right. And I'm like, I see. Thank you.
Yeah. Like that stuff is in there in spades. And just from watching those movies, it's understandable. That's like, yeah, these I don't know, didn't really connect with me. Like you said, these are the spark notes for someone who wants, like, okay, how can I catch up before watching G-Cucks or however you say that one? All of that stuff, which I got to watch in theaters for the opening movie. And then I finally watched the show a couple months ago. It was great. I loved it. Not as interconnected as I was hoping, but still. Anyways, yeah, that makes sense. That would be the one that you did not connect with, or you remembered the least. All right, I guess that's not the one, because we do have one of what is the one that you remember the least. I think is that right? Is that what we have here?
I don't remember anything about the Terrifics. And
like, that's the thing, is you remember the thing that is the pitch, that is the log line,
yeah,
which is kind of what you need to know.
And one thing I've realized is that if I watch something, if I'm watching a movie or a TV show, it progresses at its own speed, and I'm locked into its speed. I'm not watching it like how some people listen to podcasts on 2 times speed. Like, it's at the speed it's at. I'm here. If you give me a comic, I will get skimmy. I will get skimmy and flippy with it. Just like, yeah, battle, flip the page. I don't think I've ever really absorbed most comics as deeply, just because of the sheer medium of them and the fact that I myself can put on fast forward just by turning the pages faster.
I can't do that. They're having conversations while they're fighting, and those conversations are important.
There have been some that have really hit me. But I think when it's like, we saw this character in a movie, let's see what this one particular obscure comic run about them is about. That's when I'm like, I've got enough of the gist. Okay, move along. And
that makes sense.
For the stuff that I don't have any context for the wholly original stories, it does make me slow down more. So I'm like, I can't. I have not gained enough of this via osmosis through like other things to feel like I've got enough of it,
Right. Yeah. That makes sense. I've done a similar thing, because even as much as I love the like DC Comics post-crisis era stuff, which I'm still ever so slowly making my way through, there's stuff that I'm just like, okay, I kind of get what's happening here. Let me like speed read this. Let me just kind of skim along here. Like, I understand that feeling. So yeah, that makes sense.
What would you be most likely to return to?
What I want to go back to, where is this? I want to go back to, here it is. I have it somewhere right around here. Let me look. Let me find it. I'm looking.
What do you have? Love Everlasting?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
God, you're doing like some sort of a twister crouch back there, trying to dig this book out of your shelf. Finally, the B-boy comes back. The B-boy is here.
Yes, I can hear you. I have volume 3 of Love Everlasting with me right now. I have not read this yet. I've been it's been on my mind, like I should have this by time we do our Grand Prix at the end of the year, because this was the one I was like, it's out in September or who knows what. I was like, I can read this and I can come back on the show and be like, and the book continued to be incredible. But I haven't read it yet. So it's on my list of to read. But Love Everlasting is the one that I want to go back to the most. It's a story that I really, really loved. I think by the end of those 2 volumes, it like, I think we discussed this on the show, like you could almost end the comic there if you take out some of the things that happened at the end, but it's just such a profound story to me that I love it so much that I want it to continue in ways that I'm like, I don't necessarily want other stories to continue, even if I like love them and want them to continue. Like I really like Something is Killing the Children, one of my other favorite comics, but I'm not like, there's something about this book that I'm just like, I want this to continue for a certain reason, and I can't quite put my finger on that in a weird way. I need to read it and see what's next. And then I've discussed how the trailer of Wuthering Heights almost feels like a trailer for Love Everlasting in an interesting way.
And I told you that there's a horror movie that came out this year that feels very Love Everlasting to me. I'll go ahead and tell you that the movie Keeper, Osgood Perkins's Keeper, I won't tell you exactly how, but there was something very Love Everlasting about that movie. There's stuff in there. There's also something kind of Junji Ito about that movie, and you'll know what it is when you see it.
Sure. Great. Okay. Yeah. Heck yeah.
What I would be most likely to return to, I don't know what the status of this show is. If it's getting another season, at what point in the production the season may be in. But if I saw in my smart TV carousel of new streaming shows a banner that said For All Mankind season 5, I'm dropping everything. I'm getting on Apple TV Plus at that moment. I need to know what the heck this show does next.
Do we know when season 5 is coming out?
I don't know. I believe we read that it was greenlit, but maybe not like quite in production. I don't remember anymore. And of course, that was months ago, so maybe there's more information now.
I do see a Reddit thread that's like, how is there no updates on season 5 from 2 months ago? Yeah, I mean, I would kind of assume that after Superman got done filming, Edie Gathegi would be like, okay, back to
right.
For All Mankind here.
Yeah, I don't know when we're going to see Mr. Terrific again. Not until the next Superman movie, 2 years from now.
Something like that. But yeah, that was a good one. That was also one that I now whenever that next season comes out, I'm excited for All Mankind.
Our dream dates, should I just save us time and say that we both decree that it's Philip and Elizabeth Jennings? Like,
ooh, actually, I changed mine from the last one. I hinted at like Elizabeth Jennings would be a great date. I think she would, but I think by nature of who that character is and who she is, she's lying half the time, right? So at the end of the day,
Right.
you learn that it was actually a bad date.
I suppose there is a distinction between dream dates and Mount Hottie. Actual dateability doesn't factor into who goes on Mount Hottie. The people in Mount Hottie right now, I think, are just two different Anna Torvs. I think it's Anna Torv and Fringe and Anna Torv and Mindhunter.
Yeah.
So I think they're the bookends. It goes Anna Torv, Matthew Reese, Carrie Russell, Anna Torv again. And I think that's who Mount Hottie is.
Might go on a date was Danielle Poole from For All Mankind.
I love her. And she's so fun. She's so upbeat. She's such a good friend. Like, she is the rock of that show, the emotional rock of that show.
Yeah, I think she'd be a great date because she would have incredible stories. But she's so passionate about the things that she does that it not only would it be interesting to just hear her talk what to me would be complete nonsense, right? But like I feel like she is, like you said, just the absolute rock of that show, is such a good friend that she would take the same kind of interest in me being like, okay, but DC Comics in like 1987 kicking on all engines, like they're great. Like here you go. And then Mobile Suit Gundam, 2 years, like a couple years before that, she's like, yeah, space giant robots, heck yeah. Comic books. Yeah, I think she would be a lot of fun to go on a date with.
That's a great pick. I was just thinking about how hot Matthew Reese is. I wasn't nailing down specific dateability and like what we would do.
I ain't judging. Sometimes you go on a date with someone just because they're hot.
I said multiple times, I'm like, I am a Martha. I am afraid that a Clark will enter my life and I will be taken over by a Clark. My decrees this year, I nominate 2 Clarks. I nominate Philip Jennings as fake Clark, and I nominate Clark Kent Superman. Like, how can you turn down Superman?
Yeah.
Also, I don't think you even remember who this guy is. Do you remember in the X-Files movie where those 3 weird little hacker guys come to see Mulder in the hospital? And he's like, I'm going to sneak out of here. Give me Byers' coat. And Byers is just like, what? And Mulder takes his clothes and then he's running away and he takes off the suit jacket and just throws it in the street. I'm like, you're not giving him back his clothes? This gave you no context to know who Byers is. He's just a man whose coat is taken.
Date the naked man.
No, he's such a sweetie. So the not the naked gun, the lone gunmen are like one like toady old man who's like an old school hacker, kind of a sleaze. One sort of like young, long-haired punk dude, and one just like quiet, soft-spoken, I just want what's best for everybody. I believe in truth, justice, and the American way. And if running a counterculture newspaper is how I expose the truth to the people, then that's what I'll do. He's kind of a Superman in his own way, John Fitzgerald Byers. So you don't know him, but I know him, and I pick him.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. Melissa, let's go to our Skin Boy Award for supporting character.
The Skin Boy Memorial Award for supporting players. Its full name. You've never remembered.
Ever. 10 years of doing the podcast. This hasn't been around all 10 years, but like still.
6 years old? When did we read Harrow County? Because it was that year that I instituted it. Because we
was early on.
Yes, we read that in 2019. So
amazing.
Yes, this is the 7th time we've done the Skin Boy Awards.
Well, I will continue to forget exactly what it is, I'm sure. But yes, who is your supporting character of the year?
I feel like we'll both have the same one, and that's Deputy Gary from I Was a Teenage Were-Skunk. Deputy Gary, gonna go make himself a Tom Collins, has a lion tamer costume at home.
Yeah. No, great performance. I know we joked at like that, like performance of the year. That's gonna be hard to beat right there. I did not put them as my performance of the year or supporting player of the year, but
Mm.
maybe just like center of my heart. Like they won that one for all of them. They won all
Mhm.
categories. Who would I want to go on a date
Full
to? Who would I
consideration.
most
Deputy
want
Gary
to
in all categories.
go back to? Who is the best? Who is the worst? It's them. It's always them. Center of my heart. Um, I actually realized as we started this, I did not fill out my Skin Boy award. So I was like, immediately, first person that comes to mind, I think I have to go with Holly Taylor as Paige Jennings on this one.
Ah,
This was a
Paige
character
is a
that
character you struggled with.
I struggled with in the best way because it's
Mm.
a character that I don't like early on, but the actress does such a great job of portraying that. Like
Mm.
it's so spot on. It's so good. I love to hate them, right? And there's something about performances like that can sometimes fill out a show in a way that is just like,
Mm.
this is more emotionally resonant now because you have a character like this. They're not the villain, they're not a bad guy, but oh my god, they're so annoying. I hate them, right? Like, and that is
Mm-hmm.
what helped me latch on to the show early on. Um, so yeah, Holly Taylor as Paige Jennings from The Americans gets
I
my
that's
supporting character
that's funny.
award.
We just watched The Americans. It's quite a rich show.
Mhm.
I think one of my favorite performances in all of review show history is Allison Wright as Martha. She turns Martha into something really special. Like
Sure.
the tenacity in her, the love, the fragility, the fear, and ultimately the contentedness she finds. Just really a really one of the best character arcs I've ever seen on TV. For a
Sure.
character who you don't take very seriously at all to begin with, to have that powerful of a conclusion to that story is really special. But then I got to thinking, you know who's a character who has, I think, even less time on screen than Martha, and who we could not stop talking about? Henry Jennings. Henry Jennings, even though he's like the son of the main characters, he arguably should be a main character too. He never is. He's always kind of on the sidelines and not. And early on in the show, it is he's on the sidelines in the way that like any kid in an adult drama is on the sidelines. Like we need this adult character to have a kid for stakes, but you don't see the kid that much. The actor isn't quite up to the material. They're like 12. The kid's
Yeah.
around, but the kid's like not the focal point. And then as the show goes on, they do really interesting things with Henry, but still never push him into the forefront. And not because of like, oh, the actor's too young, he's not quite grown into the part yet. I think that actor gives a fine performance. It's this fascinating tension where you're like spending 6 seasons, especially after everything that the show does with Paige. You're like,
Yeah.
but what about Henry? What are they going to do with Henry? And ultimately, kind of what they do and don't do with Henry is a fascinating choice to me. And the fact that you're like on the edge of your seat every season, like, but what about Henry? What's Henry going to build up to?
Yeah.
And the show ends and you're still like, but what is Henry gonna do? Like you're still thinking about it when the show's over.
Yeah. He plays an interesting character for sure. His actor's name is Kedrick Stellati, I believe is how you say his name, or Stellati. There is no st.
Okay.
But the Americans has been his main television role. He was in an episode of Law and Order and an episode of The Enemy Within. He's been in two
Who
different...
hasn't been on an episode of Law and Order? You and I probably have, and we forgot.
Right, yeah. He's been in two different movies. One in 2017 called Rockaway, not one I'm familiar with. And then in 2022, one called There Are No Saints. And then in 2020, he was in a music. He was in one of Keke Palmer's music videos for Dreamcatcher.
Cool.
Yeah.
Neat.
That seemed to be the same year he graduated high school. He's interested in cybersecurity, so he actually kind of is interested in like stuff like that. I'm like, hey, maybe you can get hired by the FBI.
Oh my God, that'd be so funny that he just lives the Henry Jennings storyline of just being a good boy who's interested in science and taking care of people.
He has a really interesting line in his Wikipedia page, which is very short, by the way, that says he has been described as having Korean, Irish, Italian, and English ancestry.
Has been described as? By whom?
Yeah. I don't know. One by Henry Jennings on the, I guess that's when people were talking about him in The Americans. That's what some reviewers described him as. Or
I look
something.
at this kid and this is what I see.
Right. Yeah. I see a little bit of Korean in him somehow. I guess.
I'm gonna write that in my review.
Weird. I don't know. But yeah, good acting by him as well.
Right. And maybe a little, not that he doesn't do he's a fine actor, but it is like the writing on that character. It's like how jazz is about the notes you don't play. Henry Jennings is about the stuff they don't do with him.
When referring to himself and his co-star Holly Taylor, Salati said, "We're adorable, but in an ugly way." We're adorable, but in an ugly way. Great. I love it.
Season 1. No kid is fully formed in season 1. I also want to give an award to For All Mankind is another show with a deep bench of like minor supporting characters.
Yes.
And as I went back on the notes I took when we watched that show, there was one character who I'm like, I can't believe I forgot about you in the intervening months. How could I have ever forgotten about this character? He's so great. I want to give a Skin Boy Memorial Award for supporting players to Wayne Cobb, Molly Cobb's chill stoner painter husband.
Yes. So good.
He is he's like the first turning point of the show when it's all of these astronauts' wives hanging out, like having their astronaut wives get together where it's like, oh, we all make potato salad and we watch the rocket launch. The first female astronaut, her husband shows up to this and they're all like, well, there's never been a man here because the men have been in space. What do we do with this man? And the fact that this man is like, I'm terrified. Anything could go wrong and my wife could die up there. And he's talking to Karen, was that her name? I loved her. I can't believe Karen, right?
Yeah. That she's maybe one of the best scenes we watched all year when the
turning point where you're like, oh, this is what this, fairly stereotypical upset wife character is there for, to bounce off this like earnest, honest, modern man who's like, I have feelings. I'm scared. I want to express feelings
and emotions. Yeah.
Right. And she's like, oh, no, we don't have feelings in this house. We just make a casserole about it. And the fact that it's a long road with her and with their recurring friendship that you see pop up season to season, the fact that they've become real friends is a long road for Karen to get to be that honest. And the things she does when she's not that honest about her feelings are some of the most riveting things that show does.
For sure.
So shout out to Wayne Cobb.
Shout out to Wayne Cobb indeed. Let's switch over to best performance. Who do you think was the best performance of the year?
I didn't write this down. Like I said, add Allison Wright as Martha.
Sure. Yeah. That's a good one for sure.
I find that absolutely riveting.
Speaks to your soul. That is perfectly acceptable. I'm going to go with Natasha Lyonne as Charlie Kale in Poker Face. Just such a magnetic,
perfect marriage
performance. Yeah, just
right. The perfect
you
marriage
enjoy watching
of actor and character concept.
Yes, yeah, but at the same time, like a continuation of the director and like the themes that they are looking at, like Rian Johnson and Wake Up Dead Man and Poker Face. Like he's exploring these mysteries in a way that's just like, this is a lot of fun. I really enjoy this show in general, but you have such a stellar performer as your main character that no matter what the mystery is, I just want to see what she does next. I want to see her in all these weird scenarios. That's it.
And there's so many great one episode stunt casting guest performances in that show. My favorite might be the episode where there's 5 Cynthia's Erivo.
Yes,
she has to play quintuplets from
that
Kid
was a
Cop
pretty
Nights.
wicked episode, if you know what I mean. Yeah,
it was.
Indeed, yeah, that was good. Hopefully, we'll see more of that show down the road, like we talked about in episode 2 ago on the Captain's
with some
Log.
star.
Yeah, it was like maybe what's his name will be on the show. I don't remember his name.
Peter Dinklage.
Thank you, Peter Dinklage.
And I did start to think about, like, if they replace the actor, and I love the concept of just keeping the character the same, but replacing the actor with somebody wildly different each time. You know, like, what if they did take these standard things about Charlie Kale and they had to tweak them? I'm like, what if Jack McBrayer had to be Charlie Kale? And they're like, we got to clean up Charlie Kale. Charlie Kale can't say bullshit anymore. Now Charlie Kale says, well, I believe that's a fib.
Oh, ding dang.
Right, just drinks a glass bottle of root beer instead of the tall boy of like Coors Light.
I wonder if they could get specially made tall boys of like Barks root beer or like Mug root beer.
A tall boy where one has never existed before. A tall boy of Yoo-hoo? Where did you even get that?
Yeah, exactly. Charlie Kale, what a great character. I love that show. Yeah, that is the awards. Do you have any other kind of like anything else to say? Any other awards you want to give out now? Or no?
Yeah, this was a fun year.
It was.
I look forward to whatever it is we do next year.
Well, how about this? Let's take a
we haven't decided
5-minute break or so. Maybe we can run and use the bathroom and all of that stuff. I will see. Do I even have a be right back screen on this? I don't think I even have a be right back screen. But that's okay. We will be right back. We will take a quick break. And when we come back, we got plenty more to discuss and talk about, from the pop culture lightning round to a quick F1 corner to large gloves and more.
One. Singular.
A large glove. A singular glove. And all of that, as well as some things that are coming up in the new year in 2026. So with that, we will be right back. And we are back. I would say once again, thank you to our Patreon supporters, but we didn't do housekeeping like we normally
Thank you.
do. But also, thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. We love you a lot. Thank you so much. The only housekeeping that I really want to do is actually kind of talk about what's coming up, what's happening next
Yeah.
year. I will say that finally, our new RSS feed is finally up. You can go subscribe on your podcasting
I
app
must
of
do
choice. If you're on Spotify, go subscribe. If you're on Apple Podcasts, go subscribe. I think I have to make the YouTube podcast feeds still, but that will be up by time this goes public. So go subscribe. It's on everything. Go give us 5 stars, rate and review. That would be fantastic. We have a 0 episode that is up right now. It is just like a 4 or 5 minute video of me kind of explaining what's happening. I will let that do most of the talking. Go check that out. It's a real quick update for all of that stuff and what we will do in the new year. But yes, we are starting a brand new podcast. We're smashing it all into one and basically starting from square one. So if you're new to our show, this will be a great jumping on point. If you know someone that might like our content or something like that, you can be like, hey, right now, jump on episode 1. There you go. All of that good stuff. But Melissa, let me ask you this. Do you have any thoughts, preference of what we... So the first episode that we are going to do, let me see if I have our calendar pulled up here. So January 11th, I believe, is when is that Sunday that we are recording first. Yeah, that is a Sunday. I'm kind of letting you take the reins on that one to do your previously on the Whatnauts.
We're gonna do all our usual beginning of the year nonsense where you and I talk about our previous year in media. You know, you've got numbers, you've got stats on like TV shows, movies, watched, comics read, etc. I will give my top 10 list of movies, various other superlative lists like top needle drops, most WTF moment. Maybe it's Jay Kelly eating a picture of Marlon Brando. I'll see what beats that.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, I'll give you the highlights of my favorite YouTube videos of the year, which this year I'm sure will include the new Defunctland 4-hour video on animatronics history.
Heck yeah.
We'll do that stuff that we open every year with. Talk about our holidays. And I think we will also explain, I have a complicated relationship with the sheer amount of exposition we must deliver on every show. For something that's just you and me, it's become quite convoluted. But also, I love all of the stupid lore like McRib Sterling and the Skin Boy Award and red and blue make purple. So I want to do a... You've talked about, hey, we used to have these different podcasts, now we're squishing them together. You've put out a 0 episode that's just that. And I'm like, here are the themes of the Whatnauts.
Yeah.
The motifs.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great idea. It is still a great jumping on point for anyone who is new to the show. Now we can definitively say, like, hey, episode 1, start with that right now.
1.
Here we go. We're at the perfect time. But yeah, we do have some inside jokes or some themes and some lore that, like, hey, maybe it would be helpful to know, like, these little bits and pieces, right? So to have a previously on segment, I think would be both really helpful but also kind of funny.
Yes.
Like,
oh, come on. Can I find this?
Previously on the Whatnauts. And we absolutely will have that sound bite on there. But yeah, that is what we are starting the year with. Like a previously on, like, hey, if this is your first Whatnauts podcast, here's everything you need to know about like who we are, how we got started, the inside jokes. Like you are up to date on everything.
I just sent you a picture that's a picture of an old episode of a bit of Fry and Laurie, where Stephen Fry is acting as some TV host, and he's like, "And tonight's theme is themes. This is going to be us, episode 1."
Exactly. So yeah, I think that'll be a lot of fun. Our release schedule for next year is every other week. We are not doing a weekly show. However, that leaves us plenty of space and time to sprinkle in episodes whenever we feel like it. So if there's a new movie out, like the new Supergirl movie, and that happens to fall on a week that we are not having a regularly scheduled podcast, we can just be like, hey, let's record something.
Hey.
Yeah. Which beats a lot of like, well, we already have the review show for something else. Maybe we can double record that this weekend. Right.
We're not doing this anymore. We used to get crammy, and I'm a crammy person, but I can't do that in all aspects of my life.
Yeah.
And I went to you and I'm like, we just have one show that just has different segments in it. Yeah. Instead of having 3 separate podcasts that are just you and I in different hats.
Yeah. So that is what we are up to this next year. January 11th is when we will be recording our first episode, so it will be live to the public shortly after. Melissa, let me ask you this. The way I schedule things out normally is we record on Sunday, I edit the podcast on Monday, I release it to Patreon supporters on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday it's live. Do we want to give patron supporters like an extra day of like, hey, we still release it on Tuesday, but then it doesn't release to the public until Thursday?
Like Whatnauts Wednesday. I think the alliteration helps us.
Okay, cool. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
We will keep with that same schedule then. I think the question I was getting to, though, is what do you want to do as our first review on the show?
I loved The Americans, but for like 3 straight months, I had to like really fit that show in because we talk about essentially a 13 episode show, a 13 episode season every other week, more or less. So I am a little over homeworked and like lightly burnt out. And it's also the end of the year when I'm cramming in the big movies of the year. Yeah. I got to see them before December 31st so I can make my silly little list. So I greatly look forward to. And then there's Stranger Things, which I'm like, I like this. It's not a show I really think about when it's not on, but when it's on, it is a fascinating enough zeitgeist to me that I'll watch it. And they are putting their series finale in theaters on January 1st. And I got tickets because I thought I've never seen one of those, the finale in theaters for any show. I think it's cool when I hear about them. And this was the first time I had an opportunity to do it. And I'm like, let's do it. And then I've got something fun to look forward to on New Year's Day, which is normally such an blah, empty, sleepy day.
Yeah.
But this means I am now locked into finishing the rest of Stranger Things before that day. And those are long episodes. So I'm not... I have so much homework in December just from other things. Let's make January 21st. Let's just make it a movie. Something light. Ease our way into the year. I don't know what movie, but a movie. A light ask.
Okay.
Because I'm like, even though I spend so much time just watching movies and TV, I've accidentally structured it in such a way that now it's become stressful. And I'm still sitting on my couch, but I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this thing on a certain timeline and really pay attention to it and talk about it and have thoughts. I'm like, I need some like true bullshit time in January where it's like, I'm watching old game shows. Don't talk to me about them.
Well,
I'm watching
I don't no whammy. Come on, no whammy.
right,
Let's
just
go.
like I'm watching just vapid vapors for a little while. I'm like, I need a substance break.
That would be an interesting potential thing for the Pilots Club game shows.
We've never done a game show, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. Yes, let's do a movie. I don't have a particular one in mind per se. We still did not get to do my wuxia movie, so potentially we could start with something like that. I'll have to go back and look at what I said was my pick that I wanted to do that one time. But that could be a thing we could do. But yeah, we'll decide soon. Let's have it picked out by time we record the first episode, so that we can announce it.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, in 2 weeks we are reviewing this one movie here. Yeah.
First episode could be First Cow.
First cow?
A first cow. It's about the cow that was first.
What are you talking about? Melissa, I'm the one drinking.
I've had tepid tap water over here. First Cow is a film about westward expansion pioneer days. It's like, I don't know. It's west of the Mississippi. We're somewhere in like cowboy country. We're in some northwestern area of the United States where things are just being settled in like the 1700s or whatever. And it's about this little community that gets its first cow. And rich man has cow, and he's like, "Look at me, I got a cow just for me.
Look at me,
I'm rich man. I bought cow."
Got a cow.
Right. And then, but this like struggling guy is like, I'm going to sneak in and I'm going to steal some milk. And he steals the milk and he uses it to bake things. And then he's making all this money from his baked goods. And then the guy who owns the cow is like, well, I'm not getting enough milk out of my cow. And what's he using to make pancakes, huh? That's got to be my milk.
2026 is the year of milk crimes.
Our two great loves, cow and crime. First Cow is such a beautiful, soft movie. It's just like woods and Toby Jones and cow. It's like, it's soft. It's woods. I think you'd like this. I think this might appeal to like our love of slow cinema.
Okay.
And the sort of simple daily pleasures you like in perfect days.
Power of the dog is also found in Power of the Cow.
Right. We've done Power of the Dog. Maybe time for Power of the Cow. That's just my suggestion. First episode, first cow.
Okay.
Could start with cow.
Interesting. Side note, remember a long time ago when I was on the Captain's Log being like, Melissa, I looked out my window and I saw a fucking chicken. And there were neighborhood kids chasing this chicken. And by the time I was like, hey, Rachel, come look at this chicken that's just out in our front yard. It was gone. I saw it. I saw it again.
You saw it again?
I went to the dollar store. I walked like up our neighborhood. Well, so it was strange because I walked home from our like the liquor store or the dollar store, and I saw it, and it was just sitting in someone's yard, like uncaged, unleashed. No one was watching their chicken. But it was at this section of the person's yard that like wrapped around the side of the house, and they had
Yeah.
2 dogs that were just sitting there barking at this chicken. Like, what the hell is that? What is going on here? That's not supposed to be here. That's a chicken. And
This is dog country.
the chicken is just standing there, unfazed by all of this. We're like, yeah, I'm a chicken. I don't care if you're a dog. I'm a chicken.
Just chickening around. Right.
Yeah, it's a rooster. It's a something. But I went out to the store this past week, and yes, the chicken was out again. This was like the second time I had seen it in a week, and was like, man, I was so mad that I didn't get a picture the first time. I got pictures the second time to be like, look, I see a chicken. Everyone look at me. I see a chicken. So yeah, I have now reconfirmed that there is a chicken.
Everyone look at me. I see a chicken.
I have reconfirmed that there is a chicken in the neighborhood. And at 3 separate times, I have seen this chicken on the loose. Someone's cock is just out all willy-nilly. Yeah.
I've just sent you the poster for the movie First Cow. Does this help my case at all?
No.
Kyle,
have you seen? This reminds me of Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? We're at the end of the movie where everything has flooded and there's like a random cow on top of the roof there. Yeah.
Yes. Previously in cinema, cows have been in a cameo role.
Previously,
the cow in Oh Brother,
cinema.
The cow in Twister. Finally, in First Cow. I don't think the cow is first billed. I think John Magaro is first billed, but like it's so cow. It's like it's all cow. The cow is so important to the movie.
Oh no. Oh man.
This is
maybe
I'm just
this is
telling
the
you.
year of the cow at some point, but maybe not first movie.
Oh man, first movie, first cow.
Who knows? We'll see. We shall see. Okay, so yeah, that is what we are up to for this next year, smashing everything into one podcast, one new RSS feed. This is live right now. You can go search the Whatnauts podcast on your favorite podcasting app of choice, and chances are it will be there. If it is not there, let me know. And I will work to get it on the service that you use. But everything should be up and running with that by the time this goes live. Our website at the moment is not working. It is down.
Nope.
That is because in the new year, we are no longer really using the website that we had in the past. Melissa, I know you and I have talked briefly about like, what if we save a little bit more money and instead of using
that's
the
true.
website that we use one of our other things. So the plan right now is to have our domain name, thewhatnauts.com, redirect to our Patreon page. Patreon has recently kind of redesigned their homepage look for when you go to a creator's page. You can opt in to be like, I want the new design. And we have opted in to do the new design. So if you go to patreon.com/thewhatnauts, that is what our page will look like. And stuff like that. It will have our latest post. Let me see if I can actually pull this up. Patreon. That is not how you spell Patreon. Patreon.com/thewhatnauts. And then let's see if I can get this on screen here. Go to page. Bam, there it is. Pull it up on screen. So this is what our page looks like right now. Has the banner at the top, our episode 0 / the Whatnauts, with my little update thing there as well as our recent posts, our Pilots Club episode, all the podcasts we've ever done, all that good stuff. I feel like this is just a good webpage for us to point people towards, um, to not only see our episodes that are free. If they have a Patreon account, they can listen to all of our free episodes on that site right then and there. But also, if they subscribe, right, they can get all kinds of perks and stuff like that. Something I want to stress in the new year, or emphasize in the new year, is that you can actually get a free 7-day trial to our Patreon account at the $3 tier. It will automatically sign you up for a free 7-day trial. If you want that $3 tier, you can get access to the Pilots Club, all of that good stuff. You can get episodes early. But hey, I understand if you don't want yet another subscription fee. Right, you have Netflix, you have Disney Plus. There's so many of them. There's 20 million of them. You hate them. They're terrible. If you want to do a one-time transaction and get access to the Pilots Club, you can purchase the Pilots Club collection. It is a one-time fee of $50, which is cheaper than what it would be if you paid the $3 a month subscription, and got episodes early and all that good stuff, which I think is like a $70-something dollar. Like, that's what you would end up paying. We don't end up seeing all $70 of that, but still, $50. It's a one-time fee, and you get access to the Pilots Club. And you get access to all the brand new episodes as we record and release them. There, and you will not be a quote unquote subscriber. You will not have a subscription fee. It's just a one-time thing. So maybe a little bit more upfront, but I think is worth it to have access perpetually to anything we do on the Pilots Club. So that is an option in there. So free 7-day trial if you want that. One-time transaction if you want that. All sorts of stuff. I'm going to be trying to focus on our Patreon page a little bit more. Utilize that in the way that it should be used. I've been trying to get into that this past year or two as I've rediscovered some of the features stuff that it has. So patreon.com / the Whatnauts is where you can sign up for all of that. Eventually it will be just the whatnauts.com, and that will send you to our Patreon page. But yeah, that is the deal with that. I don't think there's really any other housekeeping besides go subscribe. So, Melissa, where are we hopping over to next? Are we doing the giant glove? Are we doing our pop culture lightning round? Yes, giant glove.
Okay. So I have a new segment called Melissa's Big News, which is news about things that are large. Earlier, you asked if I was doing anything for the holidays. If I was baking cookies, what was I up to?
Yeah.
My family, my extended family, like my aunts love Scrabble. And this year for a big family Christmas party, I thought, how do I make this special? What if I took the Scrabble and made it big?
Actually, kind of cool, especially if people have to run back and forth between rooms to get their pieces and then bring it
Oh,
over to the board.
I wish it was that large. We don't have that much space to work with. But what I did was I bought a shower curtain, like a plain white cotton shower curtain. And I'm taking ribbon and doing a whole ribbon grid on it.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I'm printing the letters on like big sheets of cardstock, and you're gonna like paper clip the cardstock to the ribbon, and that's how you get it on the board. And then I'm just gonna hang that whole thing on the wall with command hooks.
Amazing.
And this is so much work. First of all, it took a lot of work for me to even get to that part where I have the idea for how I'm gonna do it. Because when I tried to Google big Scrabble, it was like wooden things installed on the wall that fold open like a dartboard. And like this, I wanted something that could be picked up and carried around.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
we don't always do. Lately, we've been doing the Christmas party in like my aunt's like community subdivision clubhouse, but it might not always be there. If she moves, we gotta find a new place. So I'm like, it can't be something that would be installed on a wall. And I want it on a wall because we've got a wall that otherwise we fill with some sort of holiday decoration. And I'm like, Scrabble is the decoration. And I want a game that's so big we can all look at it. We can all see how the game is going. And we can all go up there and play together. I wanted a Scrabble big enough that we could all play together. And a Scrabble so tall that you have to like pick a toddler up on your shoulder. And the toddler has to put the letter on the top of the Scrabble, like putting the star on top of the tree. So Google did not help me with this.
Biblically stricken down like the Tower of Babel, but it's the Tower of Scrabble.
The Tower of Scrabble.
Yeah.
Google had no easy prompts for this. They only had permanent Scrabble home installations, which I want to have. I want a permanent Scrabble installed in my home if I had a permanent home. If I had a house. If I was a homeowner. I'd own a big Scrabble too.
One day.
But
20 years.
Right.
Who knows?
I gotta pay off my Scrabble mortgage.
My Scrabble loans are atrocious.
So I had to come up generation after generation, idea after idea. Things scratched out on paper and balled up and thrown in the trash to get here. And then it's all this work to cut I have to cut like 30 strips of ribbon. I have to buy so much ribbon. I didn't buy enough ribbon. And then I have to sew it like corner by corner onto this shower curtain. And nobody has the space to do this. So we have it on the table. We're only working on it a bit at a time. And my dad comes in and he's like, that's a lot of work to do for a game that already exists and that you own. And I'm like, I know, but I own it regular size and I want a big one. And I'm like, I already told people how funny would it be if we had a big Scrabble. And now that I've said that, I have to commit or my reputation's out the window. So I've committed to the big Scrabble. And I'm like, my aunts who love Scrabble don't live forever. I don't want to say like, oh, I'll do the big Scrabble next year. And like one of them dies. And I'm like, she didn't live to see big Scrabble. So I'm like, I have to do it now.
Single word score. She could have gotten a double.
She's hitting triple word scores up in heaven.
Yeah.
So I'll show you when it's done with the big Scrabble. And because and then it should be something I can pick up and take anywhere. Yeah. Anywhere with a 72-inch by 72-inch piece of wall where I can hang up some command hooks. I can take it to work parties. I can lend it to people. Take the big Scrabble for yourself. So once I do it, I think I'm really on the road to something here. Yeah, I just have to finish making it.
That's awesome, though.
It's a lot of work. I hope it pays off.
So when I was younger, my cousins and I played speed Scrabble. I mean, with just, your regular size Scrabble, blah, 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 word. but instead of like the way we played it, from what I remember, uh, was that all the pieces were laid down flat on a table, and you had your like normal seven starting. You could lay down a word at the start, but like you were constantly picking up new pieces and putting them down immediately. Like you just had to like go. It was not like, okay, it's now Melissa's turn. What is Melissa going to do? Like if I
Mhm.
had laid down one word, but picked up three new tiles that enabled me to do another word, I could immediately put that down. So like just complete like chaos of everyone trying to put down stuff at the same time. And that was always really fun when we played that. But I don't know how that would work with your giant Scrabble board hung on the wall. Um, but something like that would be fun too. I'm still thinking of like giant like Scrabble pieces that they have to transport
I
from like
God, I
one room
wish.
to another.
I wish. I'd love that.
Amazing.
You have to wear your letter. Like
Yeah,
you have to. It's a sandwich board that goes
it's
over your
it's
shoulder. You
it's
have
the
to
thing where
carry
you
it from
like
building to
jump off and
building.
like velcro yourself onto.
Human letters.
Oh, amazing. So good. Yeah. That's fun. So you've
And
made this giant Scrabble there. You're in the process of making it.
yes.
That's fun. That's good.
And Big Glove. I've teased Big Glove for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, we have not gotten
Do
to
you,
the
have,
big glove.
do you have any idea what I might mean by the Big Glove?
I'm assuming you went to some art museum or some exhibit or something in like a mansion tour that was like, man, they just had a giant glove. That was it. That
I
was
have
the
to.
whole mansion.
Whole mansion was glove.
Yeah.
There's a Nintendo game like that, right? Where you have to fight a glove. Is that true?
The like final boss in Super Smash Bros is Master Glove.
Okay, I think that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
No. Near to me is the headquarters of Rawlings Sports Supplies
Okay.
Company. So Rawlings, I guess, sponsors like the Golden Glove Award that you win if you're really good at baseball. And to promote this, as a statement of pride of them as the makers of the Golden Glove, on top of the Rawlings headquarters, which is the penthouse of this big glass office building, they've installed a 30-foot tall golden baseball glove statue.
Okay.
And 30 feet does not sound like it's so astronomically tall. But I just sent you an Instagram video reel of them lowering the glove by crane down onto the roof of this place.
I don't know if it's going to let me look at this. It is. Let me see if I can pull this up on screen. This is really funny because I haven't seen this one in particular, but I've seen stores where it's like it's a U-Haul store and somehow they have a U-Haul truck on top of a place it should not be, right? And it's like it's the same kind of thing of like, how did they get this oversized U-Haul truck up there? And it's just this giant crane. Like, here we go. This massive glove is changing the Westport skyline.
I can find photos of the glove on top of the building. I have not found any good long distance shots of truly how it looks with the skyline. Because this is just like an office park in the suburbs. This is not a major metropolitan part of St. Louis. So it sticks out. It sticks out. And I forgot they were doing this. Or if I knew, I didn't have a great sense of the scale. I just drive by one day and I'm like, holy hell, it's the glove. It's huge. And it's like, when they first installed this like a month ago, They didn't light it. It's just glove. But it's painted gold, so it's got this slight luminosity to it. So in the dark, it's not lit. There's no light shining on it. But you can just kind of make out that there's something there. It's really eerie. It's like I drove into Denver once at night, and there's no lights on the Rocky Mountains, so you can't see them at night. And I freak myself out because I'm like, I know they're there. I know they're there.
Right.
I just can't see them. And then you get into the hotel, you wake up the next morning, you walk outside, bam, there's mountains. And the mountains were there the whole time. You just couldn't see them. And it's the same thing with this glove, except because it's painted gold, you can kind of see it. It's like, but they just lit it. They just lit it this week. Like, why make the call now? Where were the lights a month ago? So now they've fully illuminated it, and at night it's like, glove! Come see glove!
What a catch. Right? Like, St. Louis, what a catch.
Do you remember years ago, I showed you the Best buildings? There was an old chain of stores called Best, and the owners were art people. And they made every one of their storefronts look completely different. And one of them had a corner of the building that like pulled away from it. And for the grand opening, they filled the space with balloons. So the corner of the building moves away from the rest of the building and all the balloons spill out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like every Best building was so funky. And those things died. They didn't last very long at all. And this made me think of every dumb some of them very sincere attempts at art, and other ones silly gimmicks. Like, at one point in the 90s, Michael Eisner, CEO of Disney, wanted to build a hotel that was shaped like Mickey Mouse. Not like you see it from above and you look down bird's eye view and it's 3 circles. Like, it's a full sculpture of Mickey Mouse, 3-dimensional, vertical. He's standing there. A Mickey that's 600 feet tall is standing there. You take the elevator up Mickey's leg and you stay in a hotel room in like Mickey's stomach. And of course that never got built.
We're in the small
things like this.
Intestine suite.
There's things like this that never got built, or they failed, or it was like a one-off promotional gimmick, like just for the summer in honor of the anniversary or this thing or whatever. We've got this attachment to our building. No, this is just I guess we just have this forever now. I've never seen anything. This is the thing that's whispered about. This is a long gone urban legend of corporate planning gone wrong. You hear about something like this happening to a defunct business in Cleveland in 1982, and it was a huge flop, and the CEO got fired, and the thing like was abandoned and decayed. To have this happen live right in front of me, just like a couple times a week, I'm like, there's that glove. The glove is here. Time to see glove.
And it's not like you guys won the World Series or anything.
We have, but not recently.
Right, we have in the past, but not this year. Like I know this year's World Series was like they had one game that went to like 18 innings, which is just ridiculous. Stuff like that. Like I think it was Los Angeles and something else. I don't follow baseball in the slightest. I don't even know.
We have it because the company that sponsors the Golden Glove Award has their headquarters here, and they're like, it's us. So this is like if Price Waterhouse Coopers, the accounting firm that actually tabulates the Oscar votes, put a 30-foot Oscars on top of their roof. Like, we do that. That's us.
Yeah.
30-foot Oscar.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's almost incomplete. Like, next year they need to add a baseball bat. And the year after that, they need to add a baseball or some kind of lighting feature that makes it look like a baseball is going into the mitt.
You know, maybe for like a 4th of July drone show, they could pull that off. The mitt catches a baseball. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. That's fascinating, though. I don't even know. like that's the thing. It's like I grew up in Northern Virginia, spent a lot of my life in Richmond, and I don't even think I could tell you what our skylines looked like. Of like, what is the traditional skyline of that city or stuff like that?
St. Louis is lucky to have an extremely distinct skyline because nobody on Earth has built an arch.
Yeah. Except for McDonald's, which has 2 of them. So,
but
just
they're
competing.
They're like a normal size. And how old is McDonald's arch? So the St. Louis arch, the Gateway Arch is its proper name. I've talked about this, how I'm like, the arch is a shape. It is an architectural feature that you recognize.
Yeah.
But you don't just build one standalone, just like arch alone, not supporting, not part of anything. Most monuments are a big version of a little thing. Right. This Golden Glove is that. It's the big version of a little thing. The arch is a big version of nothing. There's no small that. It's just that. They did it once. They did it 635 feet tall, and it's our city's whole identity.
Yep. That's good. That's fun. Let's see here. Well, that is all of Melissa's big news for this one. Let's jump over to our fastest lap, the F1 corner. Just so we can briefly talk about Formula One, all of that good stuff. Melissa, we have gotten to watch the championship. I think when it happened, we had a review show episode. We did it was a little last weekend.
We chatted about it briefly.
Yeah, so Lando Norris, congratulations. First time world champion to Lando Norris of McLaren. He won by 2 points. Two points.
This was a nail biter. This whole season has been up and down and all over the place. It's mathematically, it could have gone to Lando or Oscar or Max in the final race. And they were like, this hasn't happened in 15 years. That it could be one of 3 guys going into the final race. And for math-wise, all Lando had to do was get third. And you're like, that doesn't seem that hard.
He had to be on the podium to win, which was like,
right.
He's probably going to do that, but you never know.
Yeah. Right. And there's Charles Leclerc right behind him. I'm like, Charles, don't sabotage this at the last moment. Is this vengeance for Lando winning Monaco?
Yeah, right? Yeah. That was supposed to be me.
I'm king here. They've adopted me into the royal family.
What an interesting season, especially for you, as like this is your first time checking out the sport, all of this good stuff. It's going to be just as weird and interesting next year in 2026. There's a brand new team, right? There's new engines and regulations and new
regulations.
There's no longer DRS, the thing that has like given them the speed to like pass on certain spots of the track. They are taking that out and they're replacing it with other things. So it's slightly different. I think they have like a push to pass system kind of thing. They had one system. I don't even remember exactly what it was called, but the acronym was MOM, MOM. So it's like they've gone mom mode, but that's not the name they're sticking with, right? Like there's just like weird things happening in Formula One right now. Everything is being shaken up. So I'm glad that this has been such an interesting year to watch for you as someone who's brand new. I mean, I'm new to the sport too, but I've been in it like a year and a half longer than you have, right? Like not that much, but still. But man, it's been a lot of fun. 2 points is just wild. Like this could have gone either way. Apparently, Formula One on their YouTube channel has a 45-minute video that is a recap of the entire season, focusing on Lando, Oscar, and Max. Of like, here's all the things of like, but if Max hadn't crashed in this race, he would have had like this stuff.
This
or
is
if
alternate
Lando
history.
wouldn't have,
Yeah.
right, yeah. Like here's all here is the story of this year of like all the ways
such
it went
up and downs.
wrong.
Remember when Lando just had to go walk into the sand dunes?
God damn. It's so good. I cannot wait to see what they do for Drive to Survive this next year. I'm so stoked. I'm so
gonna
excited.
be thrilling. This absent of like and Drive to Survive seems like it is a fairly realistic docudrama. Maybe they edit things a certain way, but it's not like staged, you know.
They certainly try to play certain things up in certain seasons more than they do in other ones. Yeah.
But like this season, just watching the races, not even watching all of them, because I hopped in late. I hopped in at like race 4 or whatever. It's been juicy.
It really has been. Are you familiar with Helmut Marko?
I've heard that name before.
So even in the short time that I've been a Formula One fan, Helmut Marko has been a name that has just shot himself up in infamy. He's a Red Bull executive. He was he's an older guy, like much older. I don't know exactly his age, but he just kind of runs his mouth. There was a Red Bull exec that died, I think, early 2025. Dietrich, I think, was his name. I'm not familiar, so apologies for all of that. It seems like Helmut Marko was that guy's boy. Like they were good friends, and that's kind of why he had a role in Red Bull. But this guy, Helmut Marko, often just ran his mouth in a way that was like inflammatory. Like, oh, maybe he just said something kind of racist. Maybe he just said something that was really idiotic of like all this stuff. So in the short time that I've been an F1 fan, it's always been just like, Helmut Marko, please shut up. Like, don't say anything. Like, oh my God, what are you doing? Don't say anything. And Red Bull finally announced that they let him go. They fired him something. I don't know the exact details of all of that stuff. And it's always one of those things of like, oh, their public statement may not be indicative of what actually happened with that here. Because at one point when everything with Christian Horner was happening at Red Bull, it seemed like, well, maybe Helmut is there because Max is there or something like that. There was all these extra details and stuff like that. And it was just, I don't know, it was just weird, right? It was just like, why do they keep having him on here? But they fired him. They let him go something. And I made some kind of post. I spelled Laurent Mecky's name wrong in the post, unfortunately. But I had a post go viral on the threads that was like, man, so you're telling me they got rid of Christian Horner, they promoted Laurent Mecky's, and that's when Max Verstappen started catching up to McLaren, and then they get rid of Helmut Marko, who everyone has wanted to shut the fuck up for like 3 years at least, right? And it's just like, Laurent Mecky's team principal of the year. Let's fucking go. He's on a roll. Like, amen. So that was, it's been an interesting year to say the least. But I'm excited.
There's all these stories I don't even know. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Have we even talked about Apple TV next year? What's happening with that?
They are getting it starting next season, right?
They are. I think we've at least mentioned that. But Yeah, they are like, and so the subscription tier of Formula One TV, of F1 TV that I have currently is no longer available in the US next year. They are not renewing my subscription. However, if you have an Apple TV subscription, you will get what is the equivalent of that Formula One TV. You guys know the word.
Yeah.
It seems like they're just putting that content on Apple TV, as far as I'm aware. I don't know the specifics, but that seems to be the case. So I'm excited about that. If you are an Apple TV subscriber, that is a great deal. F1 TV has some pretty great coverage, especially here in the United States. I know in Europe, I don't think F1 TV is available because BBC or Sky Sports or something like that has the broadcasting rights. But yeah, it's a really interesting shakeup. That's not going to be on ESPN. It's going to be on Apple TV. So if you have a subscription to that already, you just get all the Formula One stuff. I'm not sure exactly how that works. If like you can watch the race 2 or 3 days later, or if you have to watch it live. I'm not sure how all of that works, but still.
Yeah, I this is my first year being into any kind of sport.
Apple TV Plus is the way to go for Formula One.
It's next year I will. It's been great being into a sport. I like that it happens. It happens when it happens. It for somebody who's constantly booking movie tickets, and it's like, well, what am I going to? When am I going? What theater? What seat? I'm like, a sport is just on, and I tune in or I don't. Yeah. And then when I do tune in, it's just sort of boys who roam around. I don't have to I don't have to think that hard about it. But also when I watch it, I do feel like I'm accomplishing something. Like, oh, this is my sport. I have to watch them all.
Right. Yeah.
People like sports. I have a sport now. This is what I do. Everybody agrees. Watching a sport, good. So I can do something that feels like it is checking a big box while using very little of my brain to do it. It's been a good break.
It's a good like weekend activity where it's like, I don't necessarily need to watch free practice, but if I want to, it's on, right? Qualifying. That's an interesting thing to watch. It's great context for the race. And then the actual race, right? Or the sprint weekends that they're having. Or if you're someone like me who also likes F1 Academy, it's just like, there's even more, right? Like I can watch some of these women race, and hopefully in 5 or 10 years be like, and now they're in F1. I watched them when they were first just getting into F1 Academy. It's great. So yeah, all that good stuff. I think the only other F1 news right now is the driver lineup at Red Bull.
Oh yeah. So Isaac's going to Red Bull.
Isaac is, yep.
Good for Isaac. He's had an excellent season.
He has.
Liam's staying put. Yuki's going back into like reserve and test rotation, which is a shame. We've both enjoyed Yuki.
Yeah. I like Yuki a lot. I think he has certainly improved over his tenure in F1. It's kind of a shame that the Red Bull curse has been like, and they tuned all their cars to max. So anyone else who is not max is kind of screwed. So yeah, he is now their reserve driver. And then we get a new rookie next year, Arvin Lindblad, who has been racing, I believe, in F2. I could be wrong on that. I don't really follow F2 or IndyCar or all of that stuff that might be leading into something like F1. But he is taking the seat in RB and Visa Cash App RB, whatever their team name is, Racing Bulls.
Yep. Yeah.
We'll go with that. We'll stick with that. So he's up there with Liam Lawson. We'll see how he does. I don't know much about him, so he will be brand new to me.
One of the funniest things that's happened to me all year is watching that video on the F1 YouTube channel that's like, get to know the season's drivers. And they give the drivers a questionnaire and they ask them, describe yourselves in one word. And so many of the drivers go like fast, swift, calculating, powerful, victorious. And then it gets to Liam Lawson and he just says blonde.
I love it. It's great. Amazing stuff.
It gives me such joy.
Yeah. I don't think we have mentioned it, but March 8th in the new year, we will have an all F1 episode is what I want to do in the new year. This will be our like preseason primer. Here's who's who, who's what. The same thing that I did last year of like, let me introduce Melissa to Formula One. Here is basically what I'm going to be doing March 8th. I'm announcing that now so Melissa can't be like, no, we're going to do something else. March 8th is
No, that's good. I like it.
Yeah, it's great. So I will talk about the new regulations, what you need to know, as well as like a who's who and stuff like that. If this is your first time watching Formula One, here's what you need to know. Stuff like that. So we can just refer back to like, hey, if you're new, go check out that one.
Let's really zip through our pop culture lightning round and then head out for the night because it's nearly 10 p.m.
It has been. Pop culture lightning round. You put these first two in there. Go for it, Melissa. It's all you.
On New Year's Day, Francis Ford Coppola is putting Megalopolis back in theaters with the intention that it becomes something you do every day and you ruminate on the themes of Megalopolis, which is not a bad mental exercise. I think it's funny that like as nonsensical as that movie is, you would roll up to the theater like hungover, blinking in the daylight sun, and then you have to go into Megalopolis. I already have plans, but I like the idea. I like how The Room became a cult hit through all of these midnight showings.
Sure.
The fact that he's like, this day is empty. Why not put me there? Why watch football? Megalopolis. Megalopolis, a movie that is not successful, but is fascinating and like has its heart in an interesting place sometimes. I don't mind the idea. Maybe for like New Year's Day 2027, I'll ring it in with Caesar Catalina and Wow Platinum.
An amazing thing to be like, wow, you got to pay that actor to do that. Incredible. Love it.
Also, the new Steven Spielberg movie for next summer that I've been like waiting for any real morsel of news about has had big mega billboards go up in LA and New York.
I saw
that
these,
just say all will be disclosed. Spielberg, June 6th, 2026.
I have these on screen right now. It's on the like 3D, like two sides of the building.
The corner billboard, yeah.
Yeah. The part that is just the picture is just this eyeball. Like someone's eyeball. It's like this brown eye with this really pale white skin. Is that the alien? I don't know.
I have yet to investigate like an eyeball match. Maybe that's Emily Blunt. I don't know. But it's a picture of it like like a human face upside down, and you can
Oh, it's
only
upside
see
down.
like
Oh
the
shit!
eye.
I didn't even notice
That's
that.
an eyebrow. Yeah. Yeah. Although I'd love to meet a race of aliens that look mostly like humans, but their eyebrows are underneath their eyes.
I didn't even
Right.
notice that it was upside down. Oh my god! Yeah,
And we're like seeing the eye through like this bird-shaped cutout of something. It's really mysterious. And
yeah.
I'd heard that the nickname for this movie was The Dish, and since I knew it was a UFO movie, I thought that seemed likely. I did also see Disclosure as a possible name, and I thought Disclosure sounds like a legal thriller. Maybe that's the truly anonymous cover name. Like
But
we're shooting
then-
on the street, our permits have to say something, have it say Disclosure.
But then the usage of the word disclosed
Yes.
in the advertisement is
All be
also
disclosed.
interesting. Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah, and I know he's done Close Encounters of the Third Kind or something like that. I don't remember the actual name. I haven't
Exactly
seen
that.
Cool, great. So I know he's worked in this space before, and people seem to really like that movie. People love it.
I love Close Encounters. All right, I'm putting these down for next year. We're going to do Interstellar and Close Encounters.
So I know people are super excited. The thing that just takes me out of this whole experience is the Hershey's advertisements on the side of this that are like
Right.
the up and
Those might
down
be their-
banners on the side of it. It's so dumb.
Those might be there permanently. Like this is the billboard over the Hershey store in Times Square. If you want to put your sign on the billboard, you share space with the Hershey store. And it's an arrow. It's a direction. Like down here, Hershey store. They need it for wayfinding, I guess. Other ones do not have the Hershey store on them. Although I'd be fascinated if that was part of it. We all will be disclosed. And Steven Spielberg turns around in his director's chair and tells you his favorite Hershey's candy.
If they go through the Hershey's like museum / amusement ride in this movie, right? I think that'd be kind of interesting, though. I don't know. It'd be fun. Whatever. Anyways,
those are my news. The Supergirl teaser came out. That's pretty fun.
It did.
Looks like a good time.
Melissa, I knew that Lobo was in this movie. It was in my subconscious, and I did not. I somehow forgot that Jason Momoa had been casted as Lobo, the thing that everyone has wanted him to be casted as from the start. He is in this. He is in it, and in that teaser, he's on screen for like a second, and everyone has been like, "That's Lobo." I should have had him in my predictions for the Rotten Tomatoes movie prediction. We talked about it, and I was like, "No, it's not happening."
I wrote it down. I wrote it down, and you deleted it. You disbelieved in it that often. You wouldn't even let me transcribe the idea that in any film next year a Lobo would appear.
I completely forgot that he was in this. That's the thing. I knew he was casted in this, and I just forgot, and it was like rattling around in the back of my mind, and that's why I was like, yeah, but like, what if Lobo shows up? It's not gonna happen, but like, what if?
Speaking of Jason Momoa, I did watch the Game Awards. I fast forwarded through.
Thank you.
I fast forwarded through every preview of every game and most acceptance speeches. I don't play or like to look at video games.
Basically, that means you only watched the Miss Piggy segments.
I watched Miss Piggy, and I watched the entire Street Fighter cast come out on stage. That was exciting for me.
Yep.
I believe in Street Fighter. I loved that Cody Rhodes was dressed the same as Benoit Blanc.
That movie in our Rotten Tomatoes predictions game, you gave that movie a good score. I don't remember what exactly, but I
85.
know. Yeah,
A low good.
sure. Yeah, you
Good.
had faith in that in a way that I was like, no, this is getting a 15 or what have you, right? I'm surprised that the introduction of that trailer, the actors on stage in costume was not like, oh man, 85. Okay, I don't know. uh, but yeah, that was a wild segment because they tried to throw shade on Mortal Kombat, and the director of that has since responded with like, look, I don't do stupid shit on stage to promote my movies or something like that, right? um it's an interesting thing. What do you think of the Game Awards in general as a award show, top level?
There's there's no context for many of the awards. Whereas the Oscars will give you at least an overview. Like if they nominate something for best hair and makeup, they'll show you some of the behind the scenes footage of the hair and makeup being applied and maybe say something about our challenge was this, what we needed to do was this, these were our techniques, this is how we innovated, this is how we got it done.
Yeah.
Like there were nothing was contextualized about like why it was nominated. Like one of the awards was best accessibility and it's just a list of names and I'm like, and they said which one won and I'm like, well, what about it? How, in what way was it that? Tell me. I craved information and instead they're like, we're going to show you a trailer for another Lara Croft. And I'm like, I've seen her. She's got the boobs. She goes in the tomb. Like, what do you keep talking about? What's this game with the berets? I don't know if there's berets in the game, but like there's that whole French contingent in the audience. What really the hell is that?
Yeah. Man, yeah, I was fascinated to know what your thoughts were on this. Thank you for at least checking it out in some capacity. Yes, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 was the game that won Game of the Year. Was the game that won Game of the Year. It was the one that I expected to win. Not my personal Game of the Year. But yes, that whole studio was there in force in like the most pinstripe, like stereotypical French, like they have the red beret and the black control. Right, exactly. Yeah. And that was amazing because you can get outfits like that for your characters in the game and stuff like that. And some of the bad guys you have to fight to get those outfits have those outfits, right? This was a game that kind of came out of nowhere. It was created by a small team, so it's technically an indie game. However, I know they outsourced a number of stuff to other teams and stuff like that. So it was technically a larger team that made the game than what you think. But the guy that won best soundtrack for Claire Obscure was just like a SoundCloud composer. Like he was just like a no one and was just making stuff and posting his stuff on SoundCloud, and they liked his stuff and was like, hey, do you want to make the soundtrack to this game? And then that has like changed the whole course of his life to like, hey, in a year and a half from now, you're gonna be on stage at the game. You're gonna be on stage at these awards, and Lenny Kravitz is going to be handing you the award.
James Bond
the
villain
award.
Lenny Kravitz. Yeah.
Right, yes. Like, this is wild. Like, there's crazy stuff that's happening on stage like that. That is just bonkers. We've had Keanu Reeves. We've had all sorts of celebrities come on stage and present something to different degrees of effect of like, why is this guy here? Like, that's strange. Of like, oh, that makes sense why this guy is here. But is he a gamer? Like, does he know anything about what he's talking about here? Two ones like, oh, I didn't know you were a gamer. Okay, I'm now, I'm a fan of Nicolas Cage because his kids play video games or something like that. And he's now in this horror video game, Dead by Daylight or what have you. So there's been all sorts of stuff like that. The Muppets have been there for the past like 5 years, and it's been a different combination of them every time.
I like that.
We've had the Swedish Chef. We've had what's his name?
Statler and Waldorf.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, they've been there. We've had all sorts of stuff. This one has maybe been the most horny of them all.
Yeah. That's how they often play Miss Piggy. Is just sort of just deeply flirty with everyone, and in a way where you can't tell if something in the canon of this program, if she and this other guy have like actually had sexual activity, or if she just wants to pretend like they have for the sake of some sort of clout. I'm never quite sure how to read Miss Piggy in these scenarios.
All the video game podcasts are like, Jeff Keighley fucked Miss Piggy? What's going on here? Like, what's happening? Because there's scene like, oh, Jeff, we had this one night in Bora Bora that was not Bora boring. It was great. I loved you. Right? And it was just like, what is happening here? I don't know. I don't understand. So yeah, there's been stuff like that. It is a 3-hour long show, which a lot of people are like,
so is this.
Yeah, that's kind of long. A lot of people are like, hey, we can wrap this up in like an hour and a half.
I shouldn't have brought this up because I intended to be gone 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. We'll wrap this up. We'll wrap this up real soon here, but yeah, just an interesting thing. I appreciate you checking it out and watching it. So
awards. The award itself, fun. well designed, a nice statuette.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they have a nice design to their all of their cards and their social media. The stage presence, I think, is really neat. That's fun. But yeah. Cool. I mean, we were halfway through our pop culture lightning round. Supergirl teaser Letitia Wright is coming back as Black Panther in Secret Wars. Netflix
I think that is the first person I've heard confirmed for Secret Wars specifically.
I believe
not just Doomsday.
Yeah. I think that was important, as in the sense of we don't know who Black Panther will be next. Is she taking over that role? Is she not? I don't so to have her be back as Black Panther is neat. Netflix has also potentially bought Warner Brothers. I know we briefly mentioned that on the thing.
No dust has settled there.
Exactly. We have a long road for like, is this actually happening? Will this pass the like EU inspections and stuff like that? So who knows? But if that is the case, I imagine that everything from HBO Max would be rolled into Netflix. But if that is the case, that would be like 5, 6, 7 years down the road, right? I don't know. Who knows? But that's what's happening in pop culture. I mean, we got a few odds and ends. We'll skip those though. 10 years to the Whatnauts.
Yes, a real stunning feat.
Indeed. Yeah, I did not know I would be doing this for 10 years. I didn't think this would last for 6 episodes.
You got over the hump.
Have I ever told you what the original idea for the Whatnauts was?
Tell me next year.
I will tell you next year. Absolutely. We've done over 1,000 episodes in 10 years. Melissa, it's been like 8 years for you. So in 2 years, we can celebrate your 10-year anniversary.
Oh boy.
So yeah, we'll do something special for that too. But yeah, let's wrap things up right there. Go subscribe to our brand new RSS feed for the Whatnauts podcast. If you search the Whatnauts podcast on your favorite podcasting app of choice, you will find us right there as the Whatnauts or as the Whatnauts podcast. I think I'm just going to go with the Whatnauts because you know that it is a podcast. I don't need to put that in the title. Well, yeah, go subscribe to all of that good stuff. Melissa, where can the people find you on the interwebs?
You can email me at yourhostmelissa@gmail.com.
Perfect. And if you want to follow me, I am at Yo Kyle Springer on most social media places. If you'd like to stay up to date with all of the stuff that we do here at the Whatnauts, we are at thewhatnauts.com on Blue Sky. We are at the Whatnauts official on Threads. Please go like, share, and subscribe to all of our social media channels. Go watch more of our YouTube videos. That would help us out a ton. This is our 10th Grand Prix. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.